This is the best possible start to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I'm going to teach you how to make the right early game choices so that you will be completely busted and overpowered, how to level up fast, and you can do this while AFK without any third-party program, so you don't need auto hotkey, and you can do this on controllers as well. I'm going to teach you the best early gear that you can easily get that's so easy anyone can do it. And this will make your starting Henry the most completely busted, overpowered character possible. Before we get into the game, I want to talk about some settings that you'll want to change. Now, the first thing is that in the graphics settings, if you're playing on console or if you have not altered your graphics card settings, you want to increase gamma so that you can see enough in the dark. Otherwise, when it's really dark and raining outside, you cannot see at all if this is too low, so make sure to raise this up. It's going to make the game a lot easier. Next up, in the advanced graphics settings, you want to turn off... Oh, I'm sorry, wrong one. Just regular graphics settings then, yes. So you want to turn off motion blur and near DOF. You don't want these on. It uglifies the game. It makes it harder to do combat. It makes it harder to shoot if you are a ranged archer. And then after that, you want to go to controls and change your mouse sensitivity to something you're used to in most games. And again, you know, just the default was way too fast for me. I had to lower this thing down, but everyone's different, so just make sure to alter this the second you start looking around in the game. Now, real quick, just a disclaimer, this guide is a play-along in which I'm going to teach you everything to do in order. I will not be playing the game in a normal manner, and if you have not played this game yet, then feel free to do it your way and come back to this guide when you're ready to break the game and make it easy mode, alright? Now, at this part of the game, the very start, feel free to kill your allies. It doesn't alter anything in the game whatsoever. Nothing changes. Your actions here mean nothing. You cannot stash your items in a crate or anything and come back to get them later. Unfortunately, this part of the map is inaccessible for most of the early game, and so there's nothing you can do here to benefit yourself later. But if you just want to, you know, kill your teammates and not the enemy, then feel free to just start blasting them in the face, and that's always fun. Now, obviously, like, these guys can't be shot, but you can always crouch behind some of these guys later on, and then execute them, or choke them out rather, and then break their neck. So again, there's a lot of fun you can do here. Now, one neat thing about this intro is that you're not playing as Henry, you're playing as another character, and so you can look at some neat things. You can push I, going to your inventory, then you can click player at the top here, and you can see some interesting perks that only this character has, which I didn't mean to click off of it there, but essentially, yeah, you can see that he's got like spiritual guidance and some other stuff. It's really neat to look at. And, you know, his skills and stuff. It's just really cool to, you know, play a different character for once. Alright, well, it looks like they patched killing these guys out of the game. On launch day, you could kill these guys, and all the, you know, other patches you could. I guess someone crashed a game or something, and the devs were like, no more fun allowed. Bummer. Well, they didn't make every mob invincible in this little tutorial. Okay, there we go, yeah. So you can still choke out some of them, and then loot their stuff and execute them, not that it matters. And no, they won't actually fight back. They'll just kind of stare at you, and you can doink them, but nothing really happens. Sad day. I wish I could sequence break this, but nope, he just turns back around. He's like, he just forgives you. And no, again, looting these guys or stashing their stuff, you can't get it later. There's almost no reason to do it other than just to be silly during the tutorial. When you get to this part of the game, you're going to choose, I'm the scout of our company. Don't choose these other choices. Also, if you're unfamiliar with the controls, do not left click, because if you left click, it will select whatever you have highlighted. So make sure that you're using the WASD keys to go up and down. Of course, if you're on controller, it's intuitive enough for you. I don't have to explain. But essentially, the reason why we're choosing Scout is because at the very start of the game, as soon as we're allowed free reign over the open map, we are maxing out vitality and mostly strength. You don't have to max it out, but we're going to have very high strength. So picking soldier is absolutely redundant. We don't need it. And at a midpoint in the game's main story, there are forced stealth missions, just like in the first game. But these are way more annoying against way harder opponents that you can't cheese. And so if you have a low-level stealth, if you don't have a stealth suit, you are absolutely screwed and will have to reload saves until you find somewhere that you aren't locked in, because that part of the story, you're locked in, you can't get out of it, you are stuck until you do the stealth mission. And also, having stealth early on really helps with gear acquisition, as you're going to find out later in this video. By the way, for the early part of the game, I'm only going to show things of importance or convenience for the early part. So little choices like this, you pass any skill check you pick, it really doesn't matter which one you choose. So if you are wondering, should I choose this, should I choose that, is this going to mess something up? If it's not in the video, don't worry about it. It's not important enough to talk about, alright? Now, at any point, if you're worried about losing reputation with any of these dorks, don't worry about it. You can just give them money, and money is insanely easy to get to just up your rep. It's really, really simple. Do not be scared of losing rep early on. It is fine. Now, I want to talk about the very, very early part of the game, and there's a lot of little side quests you can do here. Also, don't worry about looting any of this stuff. It doesn't matter. You don't get to keep it. And doing these side quests like the dice game and feeding the dog and, you know, winning a ring and stuff, you don't get to keep any of it. It makes, none of it matters. Not a single thing matters. But there is one thing that does matter through extensive testing. Let me show you. So here is the middle of the camp. If you turn to the right and go along this wall, there is a little hidden cave on right here, okay? So it's right behind the little fighting arena thing, okay? There's a hidden cave here, and yeah, there's some random, you know, junk in it. You can't loot anything, but you can loot this chest, alright? It has weighted dice. So what I want you to do is, this is going to make you a lot of money. So what you're going to do on this chest is you're going to take the weighted die and then close the inventory. Now what you're going to do is you're going to open the chest. Here at the top, you're going to click the player icon. And you'll notice that we have 1,403 Groschen, we have the weighted dice, and we're going to transfer all of the items. Now, you can't take off your weapons and equipment. I wish you could. They're counted as quest items for some reason, and yeah. We're going to go ahead and put that weighted dice in the chest. So you'll see here that we're going to go ahead and open it again, and now it has our money and our weighted die. Now, don't worry about this money. A little bit of spoilers, we don't get to keep this money. That would be a little overpowered. But I also want to mention, when you do this, this weighted die goes away forever. And it's not a big deal. This weighted die sucks. And for whatever reason, when you come back to this chest later in the game, it won't have 1,403. It'll have like 1,100. I think there's some sort of limit or nerf on the money. And I thought, oh, okay, so I put everything in the chest, and then the game overrode it with something normal. So I made a new game, and went to this specific chest, never having looted in the tutorial, and it still had the weighted die. So if you don't put your money in here, it won't have money later. But if you do put money in here and the weighted die, then it will just have 1,100 money later on. So 1,100 money later on is pretty good. And just make sure you do this one step, okay? Now, you're going to be doing a tutorial fight with Hans, but you get to actually fight him for an actual real match. And it's easy at first, but when you get him to low HP, he is going to constantly Master Strike you. A Master Strike is an unblockable sword attack, which you can learn how to do later in the game. Every time you riposte, which is what the game is going to teach you how to do. So, naturally, every player is just going to keep riposting and then dying to him. Well, you don't actually die. It's wooden sword practice fight. But you get the point. So, how to beat him. Alright, when he gets low HP and he starts Master Striking you, you just don't riposte. Okay? You only block his attack, and then after you block, you walk into him, which will clinch you. That's where your swords clash together and you get face-to-face, you know, smooching range. And then you technically clash your swords, whatever. So, once you are clinched, you will sway the mouse left and right while left-clicking, and that will do like a 3 to 4 hit combo, and that will drain his stamina really, really, really quickly and get you that achievement. Also, when he wants a wager, it doesn't matter what you pick. You don't get the money anyway. You don't have to pay him if you lose either. So, at this part of the game, make sure that you choose agility as your stat. If you don't, we will be short on agility, and we won't be able to equip a certain early game weapon that is just a DPS monster. It is literally a super broken weapon, so you need to pick agility. Also, I just want to point out, we're maxing out vitality, we're maxing out strength. Speech There's a lot of ways to buff your speech with potions and items and whatnot, but there's not a lot of ways to buff your agility, even with perks from strength and warmongering and stuff. You just literally can't do it. So agility is the hardest one to raise early on, and so that's why you should choose this one. It's mainly so you can, have very high damage early. And this choice, again, you need to choose stealth. Stealth is so annoying to level. I haven't found a glitchy way to level this up fast yet. Houndmaster, not that great, but easy to level. Survival is going to level every time you kill an animal, not a big deal. And scholarship is really easy through books, and you're going to be reading lots of books anyway. There's a lot of ways to level scholarship. It also doesn't really offer much, but stealth, super important because we need as much stealth and agility as possible early on because we're going to be robbing and sneaking and stealing, and it's going to make us super OP at the start. Now, you can technically play with whatever weapon you want. I'm going to talk about these 4 weapon choices real quick. So, swords are the only weapons in the game that can do master strikes. You don't need them to beat the game or beat enemies. I think it's actually lower DPS to master strike enemies. It is fun and cool, though, in a 1v1, I suppose. Now, heavy weapons is what I'm going to be having you use early game. It's not just maces, it's also axes. And late game, you need maces to beat full plate armor enemies quickly. Alright, unarmed can be very fun when you have it highly leveled up and you've seeked out all the trainers, but you have to travel all around the game world finding these pug lists and having them teach you combos and stuff, and only then does it really get fun. But you could punch out a full plate armor guy, it's just going to be really slow to do it. And that's due to the way the game works is when you're in full plate, you don't take HP damage if your defense is too high. Instead, you just take stamina damage. So once you drain someone's stamina, you can then beat their HP to 0. So marksmanship, I'm going to tell you why you should never pick this. It is not KCD 1, as in Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, okay? When I say KCD, that's what that means. Back in the first game, you could headshot people, one-shot people with bows. It was broken as hell. You could jump on a shopping cart, and then you could just shoot people, and they would just stand there and watch. This game doesn't do that. This game doesn't mess around. You could no longer one-shot headshot people at all, despite the tutorial showing that you could with the crossbow, okay? But at the same time, if you get stun-locked by like 3 or 4 dudes while you have a crossbow, bow, or handgun, it's called a handgun in this game, it's a little black powder cannon, you can't get out of it until you unequip the bow and equip any other weapon. You will be stun-locked and you will be at 0 stamina and you will just die. So marksmanship, you're only using this to hunt animals, and you don't need to level it up to do that. So my choice, or my recommendation, is heavy weapons. It's going to help us in the early game, though it's not needed, so you could pick whatever fantasy you want. You can save time in this sequence by just running down the stream. There is literally nothing that you do here that changes anything significant at all, but crouching, and more importantly, using caps lock to walk slower, or I guess tilting your controller if you're on console, again, just slows this part down. They put a lot of slowing stuff so you don't get a Steam refund. Like, you can bump into her, it doesn't even matter. Now, you cannot kill this woman. I have hacked weapons into the game. I have hacked my damage to 9,999. She is unkillable. So, I know some of you out there like to mess around with the game and try to, like, break things. You can't kill this woman. There's literally nothing you can do to her. So, just ignore and just keep running forward. For this sequence, it's actually a little bit confusing for some players, so I'm going to show you and tell you exactly what to do. We're just going to run straight forward here, and we are going to take a bunch of left turns. I'm going to show you the way out of the maze. So when you see the lights, we take a left turn, all right? That's the rule, except for this one. We're going to creep behind the bush, crouch down right here, and I might be a little too slow here. It really depends. The first time you do this, it's you might get caught, and that's fine. You just click the try again button, and then you won't die. Once you're past the bushes, we're going to run along, jump the log. You're going to see a log there that's kind of tilted over. Go up the path, you see the torches, we take a left up this hill. There we go. And again, we're going to go so fast that Hans can't catch up. We see the torches once again, we take another left. We're going to be taking lots of left turns. I know, that's how they designed this maze, alright? And then we're going to follow the white dirt path for a little bit, and we're going to take a left here, of course. And we're, again, following the white dirt path. Following the white dirt path some more. And another crossroads, we take a left. There we go. And yeah, you can spend a lot of time in here. Now, I want to mention, in this sequence, you can kill the bandits. You can, the one that's by himself, you can choke him out, take a sword, and kill everybody if you're really, really good at the game, and you abuse unlocking on to move faster and backpedaling. It's totally possible, but you can't keep anything they drop or loot, and you don't keep the XP they give, so it's a complete waste of time. Alright, once you get to this clearing, you're going to take a right, and this is the end sequence right here, is this log, but Hans has to catch up first. So what you're going to do is run around, and Hans is going to be hiding in this bush right here. So you just need to, like, kind of run back into the maze a bit, derp around, but just remember, you got to follow the white path, right? And eventually Hans will be there in the bush, and he will, you know, start the game. So just kind of run around a bit. It doesn't take too long. And, yeah, I took a wrong turn, obviously, so now I'm, you know, just pick a wall and follow it, right? But it's okay. Yeah, there he is. There's Hans. Look at him go. Oh, boy. Alright. And yeah, he's going to hide in that little bush right there. Or right here, I guess. Alright. And then we run here. And then this fight, as soon as you take a hit, the fight ends. If you beat the guy up enough, it still ends the same way. There is no way to, like, if you want to skip this scene faster, just let the bandit hit you. That's all. Or even faster, you can just push him off the cliff. Like, I just walked into the bandit, and he just fell off the cliff, and the fight ended. Now, when you get to the sequence where you wake up in the hut, well, obviously you want to stop the bleeding first, but eat from the stew pot, obviously. But here's the thing. You want to steal everything in this entire sequence. You can't get into trouble with the law, and no one's going to complain if you yoink it all right? But most importantly, the food that you loot, do not cook it, and do not eat it. I forgot to put don't cook it. But don't eat it, because we need every scrap and every morsel of food that we can get our hands on, so that when we get to the main part of the game, we have enough food to sustain ourselves while we wait out stolen items cooldowns. Alright, when you steal items, when the main game starts, they only remain stolen for a certain amount of time, but that is time in the game that has to pass, and I don't mean, oh, AFK for 20 minutes, I mean, literally make Henry sleep 4 to 5 days, and you will starve to death in those days if you don't have a healthy stockpile of food, but I'm going to help you with that. So, whatever you do, do not eat anything other than the stew pot, alright? And loot everything that you can, all over the house, alright? Go upstairs, loot everything. And if you try to wait till later in the game to come back and loot some of this stuff, it won't be here, so you need to grab it now. One other thing is, don't use your savior schnapps. There's going to be plenty of automatic saves, so you don't want to use those. You're going to want to use them later whenever they're a little bit scarce. And as far as herbs go, we only grab those at the very end before we leave this area so that we can immediately dry them and preserve them. So yeah, again, just keep picking up everything around here. That's your mission right now. Also, besides looting everything you can, slaughter every animal you see out here. Like there's a pig running around, make sure you run up to it, kill it, and butcher it. You're going to want its meat. By the way, if you're having trouble killing the chickens, just hold block or right click and then left click while holding it, and you'll do a stab attack. That way you can poke them. Sometimes you can't really swing low enough on the ground, and yes, they'll run away. There was a third one. I don't know where it's at. Oh, there it is. And again, these chickens will refresh every once in a while when you leave the area and come back. So, again, you need to be grabbing these. We're going to be drying them out later so we have preserved food to use. Very important. Also, I recommend this axe right here, the work axe. Go ahead and grab that and replace your hunting sword with it. It's just far, far better in combat. Now, don't worry about these stats too much, alright? I'm going to tell you right now, like stab/blunt damage, these stat values don't mean too much. Also, minimum strength 6. Don't worry about that. What happens is when you use this, it's going to level that stat up until we reach that. But again, even though we don't technically have the strength requirement to wield this, it's fine. We're going to get that very, very soon, and we deal plenty of damage with it. And a lot of weapons come down to how well does the AI react to it. And so, I'm going to get you an axe at the start of the game. It's not this one, but later on I'm going to get you an axe. And the AI just can't handle it. It swings too fast, it doesn't drain hardly any stamina, and the AI just gets murdered by it. So, yeah, it's awesome, it's really good. At this part of the game, there's some dudes that are questioning the old lady. Also, don't jump on this house, it bugs them out, and you can't even talk to them. So, walk down the path like a normal dude, and, yeah, encounter these guys. We're gonna go ahead and put the weapon away, that way they don't freak out. And then we will talk to them, and say, let's talk peacefully. Now, these guys are not who they say they are, they're bandits. So, you want to lie to them, and, you know, you're gonna say, don't say we're messengers, don't say that. Alright, you don't look like blah blah blah, and then you're looking in the wrong place, that's a lie, we sent them away, lie, you're looking in the wrong place, there we go, and they'll go away. It failed, so I have to fight them anyway, dang it. So if that happens, it happens, okay, whatever, but the point is that if you get them to go away, you don't, because I have to kill them now, and then bury them, and it's just a bunch of wasted time. Real quick, I want to teach you a little bit about nests if you've ran around and started exploring this area a little bit. So just southeast of the, you know, the old lady's hut, there is a nest, and it is up there in a tree. And I see every single YouTuber and Twitch streamer, they all pull out a bow and shoot the nest down, and you don't have to do that. If you crouch and push G, you'll throw a pebble. Remember from earlier, all you have to do is hit the nest with a pebble, knock it down, and collect the loot. And you want to be collecting nest loot because it's not just eggs, it's all sorts of stuff. This nest had 2 eggs, unfortunately, but there are nests with lockpicks and crafting materials and all sorts of good stuff. So whenever the game alerts you nest discovered, you should absolutely knock that bad boy down and, you know, pick it up, of course. As you can see, this nest had a lockpick, and it is, I can't zoom in my map anymore, but it's literally just southeast of the first nest, so very easy to get to. Now, if you want to do alchemy, and I don't really recommend you power level alchemy at all, it's way nerfed than KCD1. Pick all the herbs, and then go back to the hut and sleep and save, so that if you do mess up any of your crafting, you can just reload. Here's all the herbs that you can get that I have cased about 6 playthroughs worth now in this starter zone, because it does have invisible walls. You can't explore the whole map yet. Leopolida is just white mushrooms outside the front door. Valerian is white puffy flowers outside the front door. Sage, the game taught you where sage is at. I don't need to tell you. Same with chamomile. St. John's is literally right in front of the front door in a little flower bed. Marigold is also in that same flower bed. Nettle is underneath the stairs as you leave the old lady's house. And Amanita is the red mushrooms, also just scattered all over the place. Belladonna, there's only one of them. It's like southeast, kind of around where those nests are. It's kind of around there, but like on the cliff side of the rocks. There's only one, though. I've only found one, and you need more than one for the save your schnapps anyway. Comfrey is blue flower, which is northwest near the river, and thistle is also kind of near the river as well. Now, we're really close to a drying session where we can dry out our food and herbs, but when you craft with dried herbs, you won't make the best potions, but, you know, that's for mid-maxing people. You know, just regular potions are just fine. Also, make sure to steal all the food off the table and just put it in your pocket. I know the NPCs don't care. Just go ahead and yoink all of that stuff. We need this food for what we're about to do later, so absolutely grab it. But yeah, you can craft potions and stuff, and you can go explore if you want. Since you're fully fed and everything's good, it's a new morning. If you want. By the way, for the record, this is what Belladonna looks like. It's like purple berries. You should always grab this when you do see it. And I guess that makes 2, because I did not get this one. Which is, again, it's near the bird nests. But yeah, Belladonna is how you make save your schnapps. So if you want to save your game a bunch without having to buy them from vendors. And early game, we're just going to buy it from vendors rather than go get it. Yeah, that is what you should be on the lookout for. Always grab that. Also, I know I said thistle is a pink flower. I think this is a pink flower to me. I mean, it's kind of purplish, but sage is more purple, so I just said it was pink, okay? Also, that lockpick you got, this is medium difficulty right now because we haven't unlocked any kind of doors, so don't worry about them. We'll come back later in the game and unlock those. There's nothing too good in them. There's nothing special. Alright, so here is the basic instructions how to brew a healing potion. You pour water, and I'm going to show you this, don't worry. You ready up nettle and marigold. Remember, nettle is underneath the stairway of the house, and marigold is right in front of the house, so you can do this right now. You're going to need 2 marigold and 1 nettle. You grind 2 of the marigold in your mortar, so it's already ready to go. You boil the water a bunch, you throw the nettle into the water, you turn the hourglass twice, So you turn it once, you let it empty, you turn it again, or you can just count, 20 seconds, like 1,000, 2, 1,000, so on and so forth. You remove the pot from the flame, and then you throw in the ground marigold, and then you put it in a file, and that will give you a ton of healing potions that you can either sell or use. I recommend that you use them so you don't have to save scum as often. Oh, and Hans is going to be really annoying yelling at you the whole time while you do it, so don't let him get under your skin, alright? So we're going to get to the crafting bench here, and again, this is how you do it. So we're going to grab water, pour that bad boy in, and once you do it, the game will actually give you the recipe that you can just look at. You don't have to listen to me anymore, but the first time you craft it, you won't have it, so there you go. I'm going to push I, and then I'm going to ready up nettle, not reddle up, what the hell is reddle? And marigold, there we go. Pushing X to confirm. And what I'm going to do first is grab the marigold. We want this already ready to go, so we're going to throw that in the mortar. Hoo-ah. Grab another marigold and throw that in the mortar also. Boom. And then we're going to grind it. That way it's, again, we want to just pre-prepare this so we can just toss it in and be done. There we go. Hard part's done. Alright, go ahead and then push R to return. Don't hold R, just push R. And then we're going to lower the cauldron. Oh boy, we're lowering it. Okay, now we're going to pump the bellows and get that water nice and hot and boiling. Okay, there we go. Alright, now we grab the nettle. Just one nettle, we just need the one. So yoink. Alright, and then we throw her in there. And then as soon as we throw it, we turn that sand glass. Boom. And then we're going to... Shut up, Hans, I'm cooking. Alright, and then we're going to wait for that sand. And then we're going to turn it one more time. And woo! One more time. There we go. And again, the water's still boiling, so we're good. And as soon as this empties right here, as soon as that sand goes away, we push the X button on the cauldron and lift it off of that fire. And then we're going to go ahead and then push E. It'll say grind, but we're not. And then we're going to drop it in just like that. Dust that bad boy. And then we're going to grab the file. Don't accidentally click the still. We need the file. And then we're going to hold E to pour it. And that makes some strong healing potions. Good eating. Alright. And then you can do that as much as you want. It'll level alchemy. And there you go. Strong marigold deduction. Now, I went ahead and I made... I'm going to go ahead and leave the table. Because I don't need a lot of these. I'm just going to save scum most of the fights anyway. But it depends on how you want to play. Now, I'm going to show you real quick the difference between the two. There we go. So, marigold deduction. Now, it's funny. It says it heals 25 here. But down here it says it heals 35. And then the good one is heals 40 health, and it says down here heals 50. So there you go. We got our healing potions. Also, I just want to point out another thing too while we're still learning here. When you have food items and they go into the red like this, like these 6 chickens have went into the red on freshness, don't eat them. You will get food poisoned, and it's bad. It's bad news. It's no bueno. So I took too long grabbing herbs. We can't dry these out, but that's fine. We got other stuff we can dry. We're gonna get plenty of food. We got the pork from the pig. We're all right. Now, after you have that table discussion with Hans and crew, if you go to books, you will have the recipe for Sabre schnapps, so you can go ahead and learn that. And if you fully explore the area, you can technically craft one of these. You don't need to. I'm not gonna bother. It's a process. There's a lot of steps. It takes a whole dang minute to craft this thing. Also, some of you really keen on breaking the game might note that there's a way to keep the spade instead of giving it back. Don't worry about it. There's a spade literally at the next town we're going to go to, and it's free, so there's no point in going all the way to a bird's nest to store a spade in order to give it back in a cutscene and then go loot the nest again. It's really a waste of time. Now, before you leave with Hans, you're going to learn some skills. So you're going to open your inventory. You're going to go to player here at the top. And then you're going to start with stats, and let me just go over everything. So in agility, you go deft hands, vitality, ascetic. Under skills, you're going to go razor sharp and craftsmanship. Horsemanship will have saddler for pickpocketing. Survival will have flower power for the extra speech. Thievery has nimble fingers, and then combat warfare will be steadfast, and heavy weapons will be sundering blow. So real quick, if you want to put a point into anything, you simply click it. So for instance, if we go back up, you'll see that I want you to learn agility, deft hands. So I'm going to click the little drop-down arrow next to agility, and then I'm going to click deft hands, and then I will push E to learn it. As you can see in the bottom left corner, it tells you what to push. So there we go. We learned deft hands. All right. So just do that with the whole list. So deft hands is going to lower the agility requirement for the weapon we're getting. Ascetic is going to lower how much food we require when we do our mass grind. Razor Sharp allows us to buff our weapon damage by 10%, which is huge. The Saddler allows us to pickpocket easier. Flower Power gives us charisma when we have flowers in our pockets. Nimble Fingers allows us to pickpocket for a longer period of time. Under combat, Steadfast gives 20% less stamina drain upon block. And then Heavy Weapons, Sundering Blow allows you to ignore armor from enemies. Just 10 armor, but still, that's more stamina damage and more health damage. Alright, once you get to this scene, it's time to dry the meats, but I just want to show you a speedrunner tech. You can throw a pebble at Innkeeper Betty and get her to move along without yapping to a big budget girl here. And also, there's a bird nest right above in the trees, so you can go ahead and grab that real quick too. I'm just going to throw a few rocks. There we go, second try, we got it. Go ahead and grab those. Where did it go? It's in here somewhere. There it is. 2 eggs acquired. Awesome stuff. Now, you may be tempted to go in this house and steal everything, but the story is going to confiscate all of it, so it's a complete waste of time. There's also people here you could try to pickpocket and stuff. It's all a waste of time. All of it will get confiscated. So, before we even talk to the girl in the blue shirt, which is what the game wants us to do, we're going to run into this building, and we're going to use this little thing to dry food items, and you're just going to dry everything that you have. All of it. Yes. Every single thing, including the herbs that you picked earlier. If you did, if not, that's fine. Especially all the pork from the pig you might have killed. And this is going to be so useful for later. Also, if you do have expired food, don't toss it on the ground. And we're not going to be selling it yet. We need as much weight value as possible. We're going to be overloading our character so that we can level it up. Just a quick tip for speech leveling. Every single time that you ask any character any of these random dialogue choices like, what's life like here? Or is this the only tavern? Blah, blah, blah. When you're just shooting the crap with the NPCs, each one of these rewards 1 XP point. And there's a lot of people to talk to in this game, so if you go around just talking to everyone and just asking every little dialogue option possible, that is technically how you level up speech. It's one of the... it's a bit of a grind. Like, you're not going to max it out quickly, but it'll get you there. So, fun fact, you can actually continue delivering the flour even though people are beating on you. So there we go. That would technically complete the quest, even though these guys are, punching me because of the fight scene. Alright, we are free from the thingy. I forget what this is called. The gallows? No, I don't know. Whatever. We are free. The world just opened up. This girl in the red... Go over to her, and you can talk to her. She's going to give you a map marker on how to learn the Master Strike if you're a swords. If you want to use swords, that's fine. So we're just going to talk to her and ask about, I think his name's Tomcat. Yeah, so just tell me more about Tomcat, and you'll go eventually talk to him, and you have to pay money, but you will learn some combat moves from that guy. Once you're done talking to the lady in red, we're gonna get ourselves a Skalitz axe. So, open the map, zoom in, this is where we're at. We need to be in this little hut right here. So just put yourself a map marker there and walk over to it. I'm going to show you how to get there from here. We're going to just run on over. Oh, by the way, did I mention that you should steal all the stoop in the inn there so that you're over full? You want to be over full for as much as you can in this game. Anyway, we're running right over here. And sometimes you can hop the fence, sometimes you can't. Looks like I was able to hop it and get stuck in place. Why am I stuck? This game doesn't let you climb as much as the first one, unfortunately. So here we go. Here's that big house. That's the big house right here. And then next to it's the little hut right here. So you're going to go in, and the greatest thing about this axe is it doesn't count as stealing. It is super powerful. The Skalitz axe. Go ahead and pick that bad boy up, and that is your main weapon for most of the game. Go ahead and equip it. Again, it's not stolen. It has 100% quality. It is high damage. Now, we don't have the strength to wield it, but that's okay. We're going to have it. We do meet the agility requirement, though, and we're going to meet the strength requirement very, very soon. Don't worry about that. But even without the requirement, it still does very well. And with that said, we're going to be sharpening that up here in just a little bit. So, what we can do now is before anything else, we're going to acquire more food. So we're going to go south into these fields. Just go straight south. And there's going to be some cows in the field. Like, here's the cows right there. There's some here. They're all over the place. And we're going to kill them. We're going to kill them for their beef. And so, you're going to learn that this game has a new system. If you're completely out of stamina and you bump into something, it hurts you. It takes your HP away. Now, there's no headshots. You can hit them in the butt or the head. It doesn't really matter. Do a charge hit and then just swing on them. Make sure you stun lock them. And look, I'm out of stamina. I got to wait. I'm going to follow this one a bit. He's going to run away. Or she, because I guess they're cows. Right? They're not bulls. But, yeah. Then we're just going to chase it down and choppity. Sometimes it's a little bit harder, but that's okay. If you stun lock them properly, they won't get a chance to run. So let's do it on this one. Get our stamina all the way up, and swing, and swing, and swing, and 4th hits. There we go, we got him. 4 hits. Now you butcher the cow. And yes, this is an evil act. You're going to be doing lots of early evil acts, but we're not going to get caught. We're not going to get in trouble or anything. And when we dry the meat, it's no longer stolen. So there we go. And yeah, just go ahead and being over-encumbered is good. We want to be as over-encumbered as possible for later. This is how we're going to be leveling up. You'll notice I just got to level up in Vitality because I'm hauling around a whole bunch of weight, and we're going to get a whole bunch more. Now, we can clean ourselves up in the town so we're not running around all bloodied up and smelly. Alright, there we go. We got more beef and horns. Horns are good for alchemy too. So, again, just run around the fields and kill all the cows. And yes, you're going to get very, very slow from being overweight, and that's okay. I'm going to teach you how to auto-run in just a little while so that you don't have to, you don't have to sit here at the keyboard. And for console players, you'll have to learn to use rubber bands on your controller or something. But, yeah, I'll teach you that in a little while. It's a very useful trick. I haven't seen a single YouTuber talk about it. And yes, this does make chasing the cow impossible. But we just got to get 4 really good swings. I only got 3 there because I bumped into it. If you bump into the cow, it's going to take away your stamina. And again, if you don't kill all the cows, that's fine. This one's running pretty far. I'm already half overweight. I've got enough beef. Now, let me teach you how to auto-run. So here is how it works. For console users, controller users, you got to use rubber bands or something, or just lean the controller against something heavy, okay? For PC, hold W. That's your forward key. Hold the Alt key. Push F12. You're going to see at the top of your screen, there's like a little screenshot menu that opens, okay? And then to close that menu, all you got to do is push tilde, which is the button above tab or the button to the left of 1. There you go. And you can just kind of use your mouse to steer if you want. And we're going to go all the way back up here to the tavern. That's where we're going next to smoke all this meat. Now, if you open the menu, that also stops the auto run. So, again, you just reactivate it. And, yeah, we need to be overweight for the AFK leveling method we're going to do here in just a little while. But the more weight we pack on, the faster that goes. If you are just barely at maximum over-encumbrance, it's going to be about 6 hours to hit Vitality level 30. And we want to do that faster. And walking slow actually helps us in stealth more than you would imagine. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and walk to that inn. And there we go. Now, you'll notice that I'm alt-tabbed right now. That's why there's no game audio. And then I can go ahead and click back into the game. So this allows you to travel while, doing stuff on your other monitor if you happen to have another monitor. And yeah, I know it's slow, but again, you will have noticed that we're leveling up doing this. And it's only going to get way faster the more weight we pack on, but we're going to need a lot of food to wait out all of the stuff we're going to be stealing here in just a little while. Also, it's just good for leveling, right? I didn't manage to kill all the cows, but just 2 to 3 cows worth of meat is more than enough to still make it work. So, again, it's hard to get in here. We're getting stuck on the curb. We're so overweight. All right, there we go. Let's dry out the beef. There we go, all 169. You can normally get over 200. That's fine. And also, drying out the meat makes it sell for more, by the way. Just to let you know, just a little heads up. And look at that. We are now survival level 9. That's right, it levels up a bunch of stuff. Now, you want to make sure you're absolutely cleaned up for the next part, because we do need to be sneaking around, and if you smell bad, people will wake up from the stench and fight you. So you don't want to get caught. All right, and we're not stealing from here right now. We just want to go in here and eat the soup. So there we go. We're just gonna steal ourselves some food from the inn and get as full as possible. You can see I'm already pretty much full, and yeah, every little bit helps. There we go. And we're not doing any comments, so it's fine to be overstuffed. But what we're going to do now, I want to introduce you to our house, okay? So, let me get ready here. Alright, like any good robber baron, we are... I don't know what a robber baron is. Is it a dude that flies planes or makes pizza? I don't know. But we're going to be living in this house here at the top, alright? So right here, zoom in your map, this little hut is our safety den. And yes, we're going to go ahead and go there, and we're going to wait until nighttime. So I'm going to go ahead, and we're walking a little bit faster because when we dried that meat, we lost some of the weight, but we're going to absolutely need that food. Again, make sure you're all cleaned up for this. Don't walk around smelling bad. Also, don't kill these chickens. People will get pissed, and this guard will literally see you. So, this guard, we're going to be stealing from him and stealing everything that he has access to, because he's got, like, the master keys of the village. But even though everyone is like, bro, you can pickpocket him now. You can literally pickpocket him right now. And yes, you can. But you don't want to do that because he later, when his shift ends and he's putting his stuff away, he will notice his keys are gone. And then all the locks get changed. And the locks are going to get changed anyway, but we're just going to steal his keys while he's asleep. And for some reason, he keeps his keys on him as he sleeps. I don't know. I don't get the logic here. But we're going to go, and let me teach you about this house. When you wait or AFK or do whatever in this house, you want to be in this corner right here. Because if you're right here, or if you're over here, people walk by, they see you, and they will tell the guards that you're loitering and you don't belong there, and then the guards will kick you out for being a homeless dude. So, this is where we're going to be, and we're going to try to sleep. Don't push T to wait, push E to sleep, because we need as much sleep juice as possible. You can see right now we're at 84. And you need to sleep as long as you can here. And you can see that it's going to eat some of our food here. And you want to sleep till 12 in the morning. That's right. So there we go. This is 21, unfortunately. And we got to wait a little bit longer. Now, you'll notice that we're not as, we're not as overstuffed. And we're going to get in this corner again. And wait until that 24. When the moon is out, when your finger is on that moon icon, we're going to wait until exactly then. Now what we're going to do is you could burn a save your schnapps here. I don't recommend that you do it. I just recommend you repeat the process. Because we're going to save when we start doing a pickpocket attempt. Alright, you're gonna follow my route to steal. So it's nighttime, people want you to carry a torch. We run a little bit faster, but we're gonna get over encumbered. So it happens to be raining. This makes the guide look really ugly. But as soon as you leave the hut, we take a hard left where that guard was leaning. There's gonna be a guard patrolling over here though. So you wanna just kind of follow this path, this little path here. Alright. And this hut, we're going to go inside this building on the right. But we don't want to be seen by any guards. Alright, and there is a guard that also patrols over here. And at this point, we're going to crouch down. This is the horse stables. We're going to take a right and go up the stairs. I turned up my gamma so you can see this easier. And then as we take a left, here is the guard captain that we need to, the guard commander that we need to loot. So we're going to hold E, and we're going to rob him. Alright? And then we're going to hold E and do the minigame. And we have the perks for this. So, there we go. It got really close to being full bright red there. Alright, and then we're going to scroll all the way to the bottom of his pockets and try to get the keys. We should have plenty of time with the perks we have. There's his keys. Boom, got him. Alright, and then we are going to go ahead and grab those keys. Now, we're going to leave. We're not going to steal anything else from him. We got his keys. We're good. We're going to go down the stairs. And look at that. We're getting agility because we're sneaking around and stuff. Isn't that cool? And then this is where we came in, right here. We need to go this way. And yes, guards will patrol in this little courtyard, but we're going to take a hard left at this first door here. And we're going to be able to open it. And you need to learn to close doors behind you. I messed this up so many times, but we're going to go ahead and open this door and close it immediately behind us. Alright, and time is of the essence. You don't want to dawdle. We're going to grab all of the pole arms immediately in the left part. And these are going to be our mounted weapons for later. These are not going to be weapons we'll use when we're on foot. They're not as good as KCD-1, but they're still pretty good when mounted. And these are pretty powerful weapons, right? And, we're already set for our mounted combat. There we go. And now we're going to just kind of go along the sides of the rooms and loot everything. And yes, we're going to get massively overweight. Now, this is all the guards' armor and stuff. So we're going to loot everything. Just take all. And yes, it's going to weigh us down massively. That's okay. We're getting our workout done. Now we're going to... Remember, when you open this door, there could be a guard in front of you. If there is, don't walk out in front of the courtyard. So there we go. We're going to go ahead and shut the door now. Awesome. Alright, now we're going to go across the way and go into this door here. Again, our stealing mission, we want to make sure that we make it back to our little hut by sunrise, okay? And yeah, we're going to be going really, really slowly here. Alright, we're going to go ahead and unlock and open the door. There we go, and then we're going to close it. Alright, and yeah, there's like little piddly stuff here, but we're not going to concern ourselves too much with that stuff. We're going to go up the stairs, alright, and we're going to steal another set of keys. Alright, from this guy, but this is Scribe Gable, and we're going to get real close to him, like so, and we're going to open the menu and save our game. Because this guy is really hard to pickpocket. He is a light sleeper, so we're going to use that save your schnapps, and we have a safety net. Everything we've done, if we mess up and get caught, we can save scum it and load the game. And if you don't like save scumming, you're going to not have a lot of fun with this game, okay? So now that we're now we're going to rob this dude, and we're going to hold E. And we're going to try to get 15 seconds. He has 2 sets of keys we need to steal. Alright. There's 15 seconds. I'm going to keep going. And yeah, it's plenty of time. Let's go. Let's go. Go all the way down to the bottom of his pockets. Boom. That's money. Don't need it. That's money. Keys. That's the first set of keys. And the second set of keys. He's got 2 sets of keys we need. Go ahead and yoink those bad boys. Now we're going to rob the rest of the room. Don't bump into him. If you hit his bed, he will wake up. We're going to rob all the little food stuff, moonshine, and bandages. There we go. And don't sleep. Don't sleep in their little hut. We're going to sneak by this guy on the wooden plank so it makes less noise, I think. That's just what I tell myself. And we're going to steal all their fancy clothing and maces and stuff here. There we go. And now we're out. We're just going to drop down the stairs and out the front door. All right. And sometimes they have stew here to steal. Let me see. Yes, we're gonna steal some food. There we go. We need to get as full as possible. I'm telling you, food is super important early on. We have to wait out all this stolen goods so people forget about it. Takes a little while. It takes several days. Yeah, we're getting real full here. We just ate all their food. And if you know, later you could always poison people this way and kill the whole household. It's kind of weird, but whatever. Right, and we're going to leave now, and I forget which one's the front door, so let's see, is this it? Yes, this was it. And we're going to take a hard right, make sure there's no guards, and we're going to shut the door. Always shut that door behind you. Otherwise, the guards will start looking around. Now, we're going to go up the stairs here, and yeah, there's some good stuff up here, alright? And yeah, if you get caught, you just load game, not a big deal. All your hard work so far has paid off. We open this bad boy door. I don't know why the door's a bad boy. And right behind the door, we're going to rob... I'm going to shut the door for now. I don't want guards to see it. We're going to rob this little... whatever this is. More clothing and hides. Good stuff. Again, we got some food on the table, bros. You know what that means. Give me that pretzel. Right? And there's a few other pieces of cheese that you won't be able to reach because Henry's arms are short and not meant for boxing, I guess. Yeah, don't worry about those cheese pieces. If you stand up and try to jump on the counter, you're going to wake up the household. So yeah, we're just going to continue shimmying along the sides here. We got this guy's chest. Go ahead and get close and in front of it. Unlock and open. Look at that. Swords. Alright, and the loot's a little bit random. You may not get the exact same thing. Oh, it's thunderstorming it. They might wake up. Alright. It's getting tense here. Again, we just want to steal everything not bolted down. We got another chest here. Oh, this is the guy that was bullying Hans earlier. So yeah, a lot of books in this chest. We're going to be reading those books while we wait out our stolen stuff. We got some soap. We can clean up. The Art of Swords 2. You know, don't forget to grab this off the shelf. Yoink. Awesome. And then you got a copper jug here. Yoinkers. Awesome. And then that's it. Time to skedaddle back home. Yeah, we could go rob the inn. There's a superior savior schnapps in there, but who cares? We don't need it. We can just buy them at this point. And yes, you can see the guard patrolling. We're just going to go straight down the stairs. There's a guard sometimes over here that'll come in the courtyard, but we're pretty quick. Yeah, this guy, sometimes he moves. Anyway, yeah, you can see we're inching, bro. We're inching. And we're just going to go back home. And again, you can see the torch here, so we don't want to, you know, we don't want to get spotted. We're going to use this sharpening wheel later to sharpen our weapon. Alright. And again, that's not a torch, that was a lantern. And we're just going to go back to our little hut, and we're going to sneak the whole way, okay? I know it's slow because we're overweight, but that's okay. We're building those muscles. Now, I fear that in a future patch, after you've watched this, that they may try to make this harder to do. Don't stop and pick the flowers or anything. That takes time, and guards will walk up on you, okay? That guy might turn around at some point, so just beeline it for the hut. It's a lot darker than it looks on the screen. I have my gamma cranked all the way up for you guys for these night segments. Alright? So yeah, we're just going to inch along. You can also go down here and take that path. Though there is a guard that turns around here sometimes, so I'm just taking this path. Alright? And yeah, we're going to put on some clothes that makes our appearance darker at night so that our stealth stat goes up. And you'll have your stealth set. You'll have a basic combat armor set. But we're going to get our way all the way back to this house, and we're going to chill for quite a while. We're going to be a little hermit, alright? A little hermit living in the house. So here we go. We made it back safely to the house. There we go. We're also level 8 from all this weight we're carrying. It's great stuff. So there we go. We are now safe. Time for the next step. So here's the 3 things we're going to be doing in this period. Number 1 is we're going to be waiting out the stolen cooldown. So let me talk about that. Everything that we just stole has this little red hand icon. And after so many days have passed, this icon will start to disappear from items. Not everything all at once. It takes time depending on how valuable or how conspicuous or rare the item is. So some of these will disappear quick, some won't. Alright? But we're going to be waiting it out, and we have a whole lot of food to eat on while we wait for this cooldown. Because as time passes, Henry gets hungry, and if you don't eat, he will starve and die. Also at the same time, we're going to be reading books, because reading books is a great way to pass the time and increase our character. Now, these lore books are purely for money, but these one here, like, we can increase our saddle levels, our horse riding, drinking. Don't read the vitality ones. We're going to max that out without the need for the books, okay? Scholarship, again, we got a whole bunch of skill books here, and yes, we can, read even Art of the Sword 2 and level up swords if you want. That's fine. And then remember earlier when I taught you how to auto-run AFK? Well, we're going to be spinning in a circle. And for console users, for controller users, you just put a controller in between your 2 thumbsticks and you'll strafe in one direction and spin in the other, and you'll just spin in a circle. And because we're so overweight, we have 470 out of 127, this is going to level up our vitality and strength and character level, making the game very, very easy. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start by reading, and again, don't equip any of the stolen goods. If you do, a guard will see that it's stolen and be like, hey, that's mine, what are you doing with it? And then boom, it's over. It's literally over. So again, we're going to go up here at the top to books, and then we're going to start reading. And so I'm going to read this one on agility because I want to level up agility first. So I'm going to hit E to read it. He's going to pull out the book. And yes, I know if you sit down somewhere, you study a lot faster with less energy consumption, okay? However, there's nowhere in town we can sit where a guard doesn't come up and bust us for loitering because we don't live here. And we have stolen goods, so all the guards will automatically want to search you because, well, you're lugging around a giant bag full of loot, okay? So I'm going to push E now to study it, and you'll notice here, there's a bunch of icons. The left is our food. The bottom left is our health. The bottom is how much study percent until we master the book. The bottom right is the comfort level of our bed, and the rightmost is our sleep level. So there we go. You want to read a book until it's at 100%, and then that's going to pass 8 hours. Here we go. And we're in our corner, so no guard should see us. And there we go. We improved agility. Awesome. So we still have the book, but we can now sell this book. You're going to need to remember what books that you've learned and what books you haven't read yet when it comes to vendoring, okay? Now, you can't just sit here and read books 24/7, right? So let's go to this book, and I'll show you. This is a book on speech. We definitely want that one. Now, when I go to study it, I can't focus anymore because I've read enough for today. Henry gets bored, okay? There's no bored meter. I don't know what books he finds boring and what books he doesn't. So, in order to pass the time now, we just want to sleep instead. So, we're going to go ahead and sleep. And you want to be, like, maxing out your sleep. So, right now we're at 80. You don't want sleep to get too low. Boom, now we're at 100 sleep. So, again, you don't want to oversleep. All it does is burn your food, right? You just want to sleep to 100. There we go. Awesome. And now we can do a little bit more reading. All right, we can't do another full 8-hour sesh, but we can get a little bit of reading done, right? So again, you're just gonna rinse and repeat this for a little while. You need to be passing time. All right. Now, when you have 100% levels of sleep, instead of sleeping anyway, also I'm gonna crouch down because I can see the torch of a guard walking by. We're going to do wait. So push T, and we're going to wait until about 80 sleep or so. There we go, 8 hours. That way, Henry's mind gets bored and he wants to read his books again. Awesome. And then again, I'm just going to continue reading. And now you'll notice my food too. I want to talk about food. Our nourishment level is 75. So go to your food, because food does spoil over time. Like the bacon we stole earlier, it's in the red. Don't ever eat food in the red. So I'm going to click condition and sort by it. And I want to eat all my fresh food first. So all this food that wasn't bad, that's fine. We can sell it. It's fine. Like this onion. And yes, I know if you cook these and stuff, it's better. But we're going to eat all the fresh stuff before we work on our dried stuff. Because the dried stuff ain't going bad anytime soon. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and munch on the onion and this bread and this bacon. And don't do alcohol. Alcohol will make you intoxicated. We don't want to be intoxicated. So, and this pretzel. There we go. Again, moonshine is alcohol. Dried cheese is dried. We don't want to use our dried stuff. Drinking water, go ahead and slurp that. Again, right now our nourishment level, as you can see here, is 126. So we're overfed. That's fine. And we have plenty of dried. We have like plenty of dried pork to eat. No, that went bad. Never mind. Let's see, dried beef, 169 at 95 condition. This stuff is gonna last us, the whole winter if we needed to, right? But yeah, we're pretty good right now. Now, another thing that I just want to mention too is after so many days, I don't know exactly. I think it's 3 or 4 days. Everything that we stole in that house in the chests will be replenished. Chests replenish in this game as long as the people that own them are still alive. So we can go and do another loot run if we wanted to. But I just do one and done because I don't want to overdo it. And we're over encumbered enough to level really quick anyway. So anyway, that's how to manage your food. Now, there is a chance that a guard tries to get you for loitering, even in the shack, even if you're in your little safety corner. It's really rare, but hopefully a lot of days have passed where you don't have many stolen goods. And in this case, I have almost no stolen goods because they've all been washed, so I'm just paying a loitering fine of 25. That's fine. It's better than reloading and doing this all over again. And you'll notice I lost a few things. I lost some okay gauntlets and some armor and stuff, and that's fine. Now, he wants me to leave because I'm not supposed to be here, right? Because I'm just squatting, essentially. But you can see here, I still have all the weapons. I still have all the clothing that we need, right? Lots and lots of armor pieces. And again, I can just go back and steal them again. It's not a big deal, right? You can see that my weight did drop a tiny bit, but this is so much better than having to load your game. It's fine. And unfortunately, if you really want to avoid, like you have to sleep. And you can't just sleep in the wilderness. Unless you want, there's a few beds you can do if you kill some people, but they're really far away, and it's a real pain in the ass to have to auto run all the way back and forth. It's just faster to live in this little hut, okay? But yeah, we leave for a while, and then we're gonna keep living in the hut, right? The guard's not gonna be like, I better check for that vagrant, right? But you can see here, even though we're still overweight, we're still leveling up. Everything's good. We're not in the pillory. We're not in jail or branded or anything. It's a very minor crime for loitering. It's totally fine. Now it's time to level up, and this is how we are going to do it, alright? So, because we don't have any stolen goods and we're not a criminal, you could technically go to the inn and save your game if you want without a save your schnapps. That's totally fine. Or you can go to the inn and steal a save your schnapps and then save your game before starting this. But there's nothing bad has ever truly happened while I've done this, because this is a big safety area. No one attacks you, and since we don't have stolen goods, no one's going to stop you. And you want to have some in real life time to burn for this, alright? Anywhere from 2 to 6 hours. It really depends on how much you want to level up and break the game. But from our little safety hut, which isn't 100% safe, that's fine, you're going to go to this road here, this first little road here. And what you're going to do is you're going to stand on the road, and again, your character's going to spin in a wild circle, but you're going to do that auto run trick, but this time you're going to use the K or the L button to spin in a circle like so, while holding W. So I'm going to hold, I'll put it on the screen for you so you can follow the instructions. And here we go. So I'm going to hold W and L. I'm going to hold L to spin, hold W to walk, hold Alt, push F12. You've got enough fingers for this, hopefully. And then I'm going to push tilde to close that menu. And now I'm going to walk away from the game. And let me show you before I walk away what is happening here. Okay. So when I go to player and then I go to vitality, and this level strength as well, you'll notice that right now I'm level 9 vitality, current XP 40, next level is 320. So just by walking in a circle like this, we were at 40 XP, and this is just a few little twirls in the dirt here, not a whole lot. Now when I open the menu, and we go to player and we go to vitality, we are now at 52. We gained 12 XP in seconds because we're so darned overweight from everything, right? And that's kind of the whole point of this exercise. And yes, we could wait till it's nighttime, or you could save at the end, wait till it's nighttime, and rob everyone again. That many days has passed, and get an even more fat stack of loot to do this with. But this is good enough for me, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and AFK for a while. I'm gonna show you my character level real quick right now. I'm main level 8 with Vitality 9, Strength 7. And then I'm gonna do this for a while and show you how much I've leveled up from it, because it's fast. Alright, so it has been about 1 hour, and yeah, I kind of spun off the road here a little bit, so you can see that my character, it's still pretty close in 1 hour. Now, you want to check on Henry every once in a while. You want to make sure that he's not getting too tired and he's not getting too hungry. So in this case, yeah, my Henry character is pretty darned hungry, so we're gonna be eating that dried beef now. Go ahead and just bottoms up, Henry. Make sure you eat till you're over full. There we go. And again, eating makes him more tired, so now we're going to saunter off back to bed. But let me show you how many levels we got real quick. Let me hide the text here. And we are now player level 15. So we're already back to where before we fell off the cliff. Strength level 16, Vitality 19. This is our first hour of just spinning in a circle, okay? This is more than enough to start the game with. And, yeah, you'll notice that as we get stronger, we're going to be able to carry more and more weight, because that's how your strength stat works. But I recommend that you do 3 to 6 hours. That's my recommendation. Oh, look, level 16. So, okay, yeah, we're level 16. We're stronger than when we fell off the cliff already. But I'm going to get Henry some sleep, and I'm going to do some more AFK cycles here. And again, you want to make sure, and again, if we get kicked out for loitering again, we just pay the fine. It's fine. So we're going to sleep until 100. There we go. And again, we got plenty of food to do this AFK trick. Alright. Rise and shine, it's time to go rucking. For those that don't know, rucking is when you wear a big, heavy backpack, and then you go hiking. And it's a really good exercise to burn calories and build muscle all over your freaking body. It'll beat you the hell up and really make you sore the first time you do it. So make sure that you're in good cardio health. I actually have a video about losing weight and health. You guys should check that out in the channel. But anyway, I'm going to get back to my little spin in circles road here. And, yeah, do some more spins. And I'll let you guys know where we're at. And just to catch up, just to keep you guys updated, we're at 16, 16, 19, alright? Remember those numbers, or rewind the video. It's up to you. Alright, it has been 2 hours and 10 minutes. So let's check on Henry. Now, you'll notice there's a bed icon that's like halfway full. So, yeah, Henry needs some sleep, and again, we got our little bed here we can squat in. So, let's look at his character levels. He is, alright, here we go, we're at level 22 with 24 strength and 28 vitality. This is 3 hours and 20 minutes total. We're almost at level 30 vitality. I usually stop at 30 vitality, but you can keep going until your strength is all the way up too. It's entirely up to you, but you don't want Henry to get too tired, because even if you get a full night's of sleep, it won't restore all of your energy. So you can see here, also Henry's quite hungry. Like, we sleep for 12 hours and we're not even fully rested. It's pretty brutal, right? There we go. We're at 90 though. We're at 90 with the, and our character's hungry. So again, we're just gonna go to our food, and I want to eat everything where the condition is the worst. So we got this, dried mushrooms and etc. etc. I'm just gonna eat the beef though. Why not? Why not? Because I know it's safe. It won't make you sick, and I don't want to get Henry sick. All right, eat up. Also, it's super nourishing because it's literally beef. Anyway, there we go. Our nourishment is 146. Our energy is up. We can't sleep for a while. You could wait around. Put some clothes on. Get some clothes on. What are you doing? And yeah, I forgot to mention too that if you put clothes on, once they're not stolen, of course, you get less likely a chance to be investigated for loitering, because you look like a fancy noble, and no one's gonna expect a fancy noble to be squatting. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to the road and do some more AFK circle spins, because I want to hit that. I want to be high enough level. Woo! Here we go. See you in a bit, guys. Alright, so I've been tracking all the time that I have been AFK spinning, and the total time in each segment, it's been 4 hours and 20 minutes, and no, 420, I know. Oh, look, 4 hours and 20 minutes. Let me show you my Henry. Level 23, 26 strength, 30 vitality. All right, you could keep going if you want to get strength higher. Absolutely, you can. You don't need to. I'm stopping here at 4 hours and 20 some odd minutes. And you'll notice that my carry capacity has, you know, it's not full anymore. It's halfway. So the third icon means that we smell bad because I've been out in the rain, you know, walking in circles, building up a sweat. Henry stinks, okay? So, again, we're going to get cleaned up. We're going to, you know, you can't use this trough, though. Unfortunately, this one doesn't work for some reason. I don't know. I guess the devs just kind of forgot about it. But I do want Henry to be fully fed and well slept. And I want it to be daytime so I can go vendor some stuff and go shopping. So right now it's, what, 1, 2 in the morning? We're just going to, you know, get a nice full rest, wake up at 10 a.m., neat life, you know, no job, you know, slacker, here we are, right? We're going to eat some grub real quick, and then we'll get cleaned up and dressed, and then we will start the game finally. So first off, we need to make our gear sets, and you'll notice that when you go to your inventory, there's 3 little things. There's a red one, a green one, and a yellow one. So we have 3 gear sets to make. I like to make a stealth set, a combat set, and I usually just leave the 3rd set for being naked. That way you can get more comfy sleep. But you could also make it a charisma or a speech set so that you appear to be more noble and uppity doopity whoopity and convince people you're a rich dude and stuff. Whatever. It's up to you, but I'm going to show you how to do the stealth set and the combat set. And unfortunately for me in this playthrough, we did get discovered in the shack, so I lost the Curious and the Hourglass Gauntlets. I can go steal them again, but I will be a little less defensive than you probably will, because those are 2 plate armor pieces, and plate armor does help. But in this game, unlike KCD1, whenever you get hit with armor, it doesn't deal HP damage, it will deal stamina damage regardless of what you're being hit by. And when you're out of stamina, you take full HP damage anyway, so wearing plate armor in this game isn't as good as having, you know, like a mobility set, but it still makes the game easier anyway. So I'm going to show you now how to do the stealth set. So I'm gonna choose my color as red here, and then I'm going to, here at the top, let's move this text over right there, that's a nice spot to put it. We're going to click armor, and right now we're sorting it by the headings. So we have head armor, we have body, arms, so on and so forth. Alright, now we're going to sort it by main stat, alright? And we're looking over here on the left side, we're going to be looking for visibility. We want this number to be as low as possible, and it's real simple. When it comes to visibility, it's just the color black. Anything that's a darker color, like this servant's hood, is a visibility of -35, whereas this one is plus 18. It's easier to see. This cap is easier to see, plus 20, plus 15, etc., right? Whereas this hemmed hood is a -45. So you're just gonna go through and only put on the things with the bluest minus number for visibility. It's really that simple. Now, at the same time, you can also go for conspicuousness, but if you're in an area you're not supposed to be in, and I know my watermark's in the way, but you should still be able to see it. Conspicuousness would be the second stat you would consider if you want a stealth set that you can also walk around town in without guards searching you all the time. So essentially, in the entire headgear column, when I use my arrow keys or WASD, and I'm looking straight, my eyeballs are right here. When I go through this, there is no blue numbers to be had. Alright, so that means that I have the stealthiest set that I can possibly have, which is just black on black. I told you, it's all black. Now, another important stat that is, especially for sneaking indoors, is noise level. So, let me talk about noise level. So you'll see this Saxon Hallberg. Now, this is like a chainmail armor. It does lower our conspicuousness and lowers our visibility, but it's noisy. It's a plus 100 noise level. So don't look here for noise. You need to look over here for noise. Right now, with just what I have equipped, I have a noise level of 27, but if I put on that chainmail, noise level goes to 75. That's bad. So again, you just want to make sure that you're putting in everything for the slots that you have. You can see here, I've got the gambeson and the coat. Again, it's all black. That's basically it. Just wear black clothes. But you can see here, the hunter's belt doesn't change noise level. Noise level here is only 10. Noise level's 24. So the gambeson, it's a little bit more noisy, but it's still pretty darn low. Now, also, do note that even though some items give you, like, way less visibility, like these beggar's hose gives us, you know, less conspicuousness and less visibility, our overall visibility stat isn't being altered at all if we put these on. So, you'll notice that if I put on the beggar's hose, boom, there we go, our visibility level is 24, and if I take it off, it's still 24. However, you know, putting any kind of feet or pants on at all dramatically raises that noise level, okay? So here, the work boots makes our visibility 22 instead of 24, but noise level goes from 27 to 30, so I'm willing to make that sacrifice, especially for the conspicuousness. So again, wearing shoes, again, they're black. Just pick everything that's colored black. It's really that simple, right? In this case, the beggar's hose, again, it's making our noise level go up too much, so again, we're just not going to do it. Now, you'll notice here that noise level goes down and conspicuousness is, you know, going down as well. So this is even better. The soft shoes, there we go. Now, these aren't exactly black, but that's fine, right? So yeah, just keep mousing over things until you get these stats as low as possible across the board. Now, once you have your full set like I do here, and yeah, I look a little goofy with no pants, but it's fine. You know, we're stealthing. We're stealthing without shorts. You want to unequip and re-equip it to see if you can improve the stats anymore. So you'll notice my noise level goes down by 1, but my visibility goes up by 2. So that's not a good trade, and conspicuousness goes up there. So again, just go to each thing. Hunter's belt, no change. Short tunic. All right, noise level went down there. So we don't even want to wear the short tunic under our clothing because, again, less noise is good. Hunting, you know, there we go. Conspicuousness went way up. Visibility went way up. So we need we need to the noise is worth, you know, lowering those other stats. All right, what do we have? The hemmed hood. There we go. All right, so it looks like that's actually that's a net positive. We just take that hood off. There we go. So we lose 7 noise, we lose 1 visibility, and we lose 5 conspicuousness. Awesome, awesome. Padded hood. All right. Conspicuousness goes up, noise goes down, visibility goes up. So we keep the padded hood on. So there we go. Our stealth set is now complete. One other thing, too, is make sure that you don't equip a torch in your stealth set because you might accidentally pull it out and wake everybody up around you with the light. Our second set is also going to be not only a combat set, but our charisma set. And we're going to essentially do the same thing with the stats here. But, you know, sorting it by main stat really helps you see which one has the best defenses. And preferably, you would want a helmet that covers your face if you're really gonna, you know, go into a big brawl later in the game. But it's not super important. Not as important as in the first game. Just keep that in mind. But, yeah, we're going to do the same thing. Raising charisma as much as possible here. And, yeah, we're raising charisma. And we also want all the defense numbers to go up. We don't care about noise or visibility or conspicuousness. Alright, now, having too high conspicuousness can make you look evil and deranged. But usually if charisma goes up, then conspicuousness goes down. That's how that works. Also, you're going to notice a little red shield icon. This means that this item is part of a set, so you know that's in our stealth set. And if we go down, again, these are our stealth set items. And whenever you equip something, it'll have a yellow shield showing it that it's your combat set. So here is our combat set. It's quite noisy, but not conspicuous. It's high visibility, but we've got lots of armored defenses here. 13 charisma, we're going to be raising that also. We're going to, again, our stats are going to go up once we spend all these perk points we've earned. And as for weapons, I have the Skalitz axe, and then I'm using the glaive, because I'm only going to use this if I'm riding a horse and I want to swing at people. It's just the better weapon. Now, I'm going to quickly go over perks that you should learn. So, what you're going to do is click player at the top, click stats, and then you're going to click main level and click this little arrow that has a drop-down box, and you're going to learn all of these, and this is what I recommend. You don't have to exactly follow what I do, but it's going to min-max everything and work with your other skills in conjunction. So I'm just going to, you can pause the video, I'm just going to scroll through this list real quick. There we go. Now under strength, again, you would close main level, and then you would open strength and learn these. And, If you're going an early mace or blunt build, you would just not learn the ones that give you carry capacity and instead learn the ones that give you blunt damage, but we don't need that till the end of the game, and you'll have enough strength by then to learn these anyway. So agility, you've already learned deft hands, vitality, you're going to be able to learn all of them. So you just open vitality and you learn every single skill. You will have the skill points for all of them because it's maxed out. That's how this game works. It's not like, oh, like your level cap is 30, and when you're at 30, you have every ability. All right, for speech, learn Silver Tongue, because we're going to do some vendoring here. Skills, Alchemy, Art of Preservation, so we can keep food better longer. You should already learned Razor Sharp earlier. We're going to do that soon. Saddler, you've already learned that. Master Cook and Under Survival, if you leveled Survival up. You might have to go pick more herbs to level this up. You might not have this. Depends on how active you were in the earlier segment of the game. And Combat, Under Warfare, Steadfast, but you've already learned that. Now it's time to save and vendor, and here's how we're going to do it. Make sure that it's daytime. Make sure it's in the middle of the day. Push T. Make sure the sun is out in this little golden area, preferably. That's when you can vendor at the best. And you're going to go right to this little point of interest tipster yellow exclamation point. So just kind of straight south right in here, and that is going to be the shop. Now, we're still over encumbered because we're going to be selling all this stuff that we don't have equipped in our sets, that we're not going to use, and all that, you know, extra food and stuff. Even with all of our stats and perks, yeah, we're still overweight, and that's okay. That's totally fine. But yeah, we're just going to go through this alleyway here, and again, I got to show you the way. So, remember, this is where we, oh, did my game just crash? No, don't crash. Please, I haven't saved yet. Okay, again, this is the main road where we kind of started, right? And then this is the shop right here. It looks like this. It's like a little hourglass icon. And before we even open the door, we're going to save the game. Oh, man. I almost crashed, so a butt clench moment for me right there. Right? That'd be hours gone. I know it's risky, especially if your power goes out. You live in a shady neighborhood and whatnot. But, again, we're saving in front of the vendor. So we're going to go into the vendor, and we're going to do some haggling. And if we fail to haggle, we just load game. It's really that easy. Now, one note about vendoring weapons is because Henry is literally a blacksmith's son, you can sharpen all the weapons and get their quality up before vendoring it for more money, but it's not much more. It's not that much more. And I'll go over the sharpening wheel in a sec, but for now, let's talk to the vendor. We're going to go ahead and push E on him. He's going to give us a quest, which you can do if you want. It's whatever. Oh, my cart tipped over. Oh, sorry to hear that, bro. Anyway, let's trade. So, there we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to buy some stuff from him, and then we're going to sell everything we're not going to use. So the very first thing we're putting in our shopping cart is the week's Savior schnapps. All of them. This just saves you time having to make them, and you just want to be able to save your game. And yes, I know for PC users, you can alter the game files and save anywhere, but for consoles, they don't have that option. Now, the next thing we want to buy is the Wanderer's Pouch. We need the pouch because it's just super useful to have one. Also, I like to buy arrows just because it's way easier to buy them than to loot them one at a freaking time. And we're going to get more arrows and a free bow. I'll show you that in a bit. Alright, right now we're paying 152 Groschen for our stuff. The vendor has 378, so now we're going to go to the sell tab, and we're just going to get rid of all the things we're not going to use. Now, if you want to play swords, the broadsword is good. You don't always get this. Again, the loot is semi-random. But I'm going to hold on to that broadsword and get rid of everything else. I'm also going to hold on to a light mace and get rid of the reinforced bludgeon there. I'm going to get rid of the night shield. And the reason I'm not using this shield, it's made of wood. This thing breaks incredibly fast when you get swarmed with enemies. So it just sucks, all right? And then as far as these go, I'm using the glaive. So I'm just going to sell all this other stuff. I don't need it. The crossbows are terrible. I'm also selling bolts because I'm never going to use the crossbows. There we go, get rid of all that. I'm keeping the arrows, though, and I don't need all these torches, so I'm just going to sell them all. Even though they don't sell for very much, I mean, 0.3 Groschen, who cares? And now I'm going to get rid of all the clothing that I'm not using, so again, we're just going to toggle it. But at the same time, I want to make sure that I'm not, you know, giving the vendor too much that he can't afford himself, so... again, just getting rid of all this stuff, and we can always steal it again. All this stuff is easily replenishable, so it's not a big deal. There we go. And you can see the icons. We have the yellow set, the red set. So, again, we're not vendoring anything that we're technically using. That's why we did our sets first. All right. And right now, it looks like I'm paying 1.3 Groschen instead of the 150 from earlier. Pretty nice, and we're going to haggle that down even further beyond. So I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick. Now, when selling your books, you want to make sure that you remembered what you read. Let's see. I read that one. Yeah, I don't think I read the Life on the Saddle one, so I'm going to hold on to that. And now the lore books, I've read these, and I don't know if they unlock anything later in the game, but, you know, I'm just going to sell them because we can just steal them again. They're replenishable. It's not a big deal. Again, I've played 5 or 6 times now through, and I haven't noticed a difference from reading these books to not reading them. And they don't take time like the skill books. You just open them, flip a few pages, and close it, and then Henry technically has read it. But I've never noticed a change in gameplay from reading the books and not reading the lore books. So after marking everything that you want to sell to the vendor, you'll see I'm getting 239.9 Groschen, which, again, he has 378. I'm buying 152 worth from him. Now, instead of just hitting X, I'm going to hold X to haggle. There we go. And essentially, we're not going to haggle too hard. Like, I could try to get 430, which he doesn't even have that much. The trader doesn't have enough money. If you try to get all his money, he's obviously not going to do it. So, because, you know, we don't have too much in speech. We have the charisma. We have, you know, a buff to speech. I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3 notches down and make an offer. This won't piss him off too much. And he usually will take this. This is pretty common for Facebook Marketplace, haggling 11 to 15%. Let's see if he does it. All right, so he agreed to that. So that's why you always want to haggle. We got 268 bucks, and we got some new equipment to put on. So let's get to that armor, and we want to definitely put on both sets that pouch. Where is the dang pouch at? There it is. So there we go. Equip the pouch, and then again you can see we're just gonna equip the pouch. There we go. Awesome stuff. So yes, very good. Now, the guards are going to search you, and that's fine because we don't have any stolen goods, so it's like, alright, you can search me, whatever.
I've got nothing to hide.
And, yeah. Everything's in order. Carry on. Boom, there you go. Now the guards won't bug you anymore for searches. It's that easy. But the game does do it because you did, at one point, have stolen goods, but now you don't, and the guard's like, oh, okay, you're good. Alright, so I want to teach you how to save the game without schnapps, especially here, because it can be very confusing for people. And so what you're going to do is you're going to find innkeeper Betty and talk to her, and because you've laid low for a while, she'll actually talk to you now. And you can say that, can I spend the night here? It's only like $5. It says she's not equipped for it, you know, for one night, that's fine. And then all she has is a straw mattress, and then you can pay $5, super cheap for a save game, right? Alright. And you can also talk to her and level your speechcraft, whatever, but it's right over here in this building. Remember, this is the dry house. And you would think, oh, well, here's the hay bale that I'm going to sleep on. No, it's actually a hitbox over here. It's weird. It's like an invisible hitbox. There's like a, I don't know if that's a pillow or stone, but you would technically sleep here to save your game. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that now. That way, and you only need to sleep 1 hour. Boom, there we go. And that saves your game. It's that simple. It saves your schnapps when you're in town. And I know you want to save because I know you're dying to just go hack up all the villagers. That's right. Die, die, die. Yes, die. Everyone dies because we're super powerful and high leveled. But our stamina still needs a little bit of work, and that's okay. But we... Again, I know all of you do this. Every person ever that's played these types of games, they just want to murder everybody. And look at them run. Look at them go. But it's okay because we can rewind time because we just saved in the straw mattress. But yeah, while you're here, we're just going to swappity-doo over to our stealthy set. And then we're going to run upstairs. Let's see, right up here. And we're going to grab this strong savior schnapps. And we'll just yoink it. Booyah. Boom. There we go. We just got searched by the guards, so they're not going to search us again. It's really that easy. And that's yet another save. Now, there's another vendor, too, I want to talk about. And that's the tailor. So, from the inn area right here, we're going to turn around to our right. And boom, right here you see another sign. There it is. And then we're just going to go in here. And look at this guy. Also, let me put on my, not my sneaking set, but my charismatic set. We got to make a good first impression. And he says, hail, if you smell bad, if you dress like a bum, he's going to tell you. This guy's a jerk, right? We're going to talk to him. And you can repair your stuff here. You can also buy things. So, again, he just sells clothing and stuff. So, again, if you want to really raise that charisma to 20, once you raise charisma to 20, because of the perks we have, you will get a plus 20 to your armor, which is pretty big, so it's a good thing to do. Now, for me, this quilted coat is the best thing to buy, so it boosts my charisma to 22, least amount of conspicuousness raised, so again, I'm going to go ahead and get that so we can get above 20 charisma. Also, when selling, yes, different traders will give you different values for different things. For us, money is not going to be big enough of a deal to fret over the small stuff anyway. Also, with this vendor, don't forget to repair, and then, of course, I'm going to haggle the price down a bit. This gives you XP when you haggle, so I'm just two bucks off, come on. You'll do it, why not? There we go, we're fully repaired, we're fully geared, we have above 20 charisma for that perk that gives us more armor, so our combat thing is looking real nice. Now, if you weren't caught by that guard like I was earlier, you're going to have a plate cuirass here, and you're going to have a plate, better plate gloves here, and so your defense will be even higher, but this is more than enough defense and stats to just smash all the way to the end game. It's so broken. And I want to talk a little bit about our weapon choice, the Skalitz axe. So this axe, for whatever reason, it swings insanely fast. Ignore the slash damage and blunt damage, blah, blah, blah. This thing swings way faster for some reason than most other weapons in the game. The AI, the NPCs, they can't deal with just doing combos. And you already have combos for it, so again, it's just like left, right, or right, left, right, so you just literally, hold on, I'm in the wrong spot. Yeah, heavy weapon combos, yeah, you just spam left click. Now, if the enemy, parries you or blocks you, then you block them, you clinch them, you swivel your mouse left and right while left clicking, you'll kill everything with this weapon. It is absolutely broken, you have to try it out. And yeah, there's better weapons towards the end of the game, but this weapon is so good, you really don't need anything else. So let's buff this sucker up. Now that we have our armor done, let's get our weapon done. So remember the sharpening wheel? We're going to go ahead and head to that sharpening wheel now. And by the way, don't let guards see you. You're not really supposed to be in here. It's technically trespassing, kind of, sort of. They don't like you in here. But anyway, let me talk about the sharpening wheel and why it's important. So if you want to level your craftsmanship, all you have to do is unsharpen a weapon and resharpen the weapon over and over and over. And it's really easy to do. So we're going to hit start on the wheel and then pick our weapon. And then this is all you do. You push spacebar to spin the wheel, right? And then you're going to angle your mouse up or down. And when you see sparks, you're sharpening it. You're doing good. Boom, done. We used a perk, razor sharp. Now this axe, not only is it, well, repaired, but it has a 10% damage bonus. Now, if you want to level your crafting, and you can see the guard has alerted me. He doesn't want me here, so I'm going to stop. He's telling me to leave, whatever. See, he's like, get out of here. What are you doing? Right? So we're going to wait for the guard to go away by just kind of hanging out or whatever. And then we'll go back to the sharpening wheel. But essentially, to level it up, all you gotta do is unsharpen the weapon by making black smoke appear. And this guy is just eyeballing me, huh? Alright, yeah. Well, I'm gonna go back to it and continue sharpening, so... yeah, there we go. Anyway, so back to it. So, if you want to ruin the weapon, you just make the black smoke appear, and that's gonna hurt it. So we were at 98%, right? And then we're gonna stop, and then that lowered the durability down pretty quickly down to 53. You can see you can absolutely break weapons. No, I don't want to sharpen the broadsword. No, that's not what I wanted. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and sharpen the axe back up. So there we go, Skalitz axe. And again, when you see the sparks fly, just keep pedaling there. I like to do 1 full bar of stamina. You can also kind of look at the axe itself. Make sure it's a nice fine edge. There we go. And that should have it mostly repaired, right? Or you'd think. So we went from 53 durability, and now we are at 87. Still needs more sharpening. So again, I'm just going to keep at it until I have it as high as possible. Alright, and we got it back up to 96, and you'll notice it has a little up arrow here, and you can see that sharp as a razor, so that is a 10% damage bonus. Pretty cool stuff. Also, the stats page can be really confusing when you highlight things, because, like, say I have the glaive equipped, right? I equip the glaive, and then when I go to the axe, you'll see it's a minus 66, minus 10, like, what the heck? This is comparing it to the glaive. That's all that is. So you'll notice I switch back to the axe, and then whenever I go to the stats screen, well, once it fully switches over, come on, Henry, wake up. All right. And you'll notice, hey, no more weird negative numbers. Alright, next up, let's get a dagger so we can do stealth kills and level our weapon skills. So, from town, we're going to go down here, kind of towards this direction, and there is a sheep area, and we're going to find the dagger there. I have looked all over YouTube and other guides, and oh man, everyone's got it all wrong. They're like, go all the way up here to town and get a dagger, bro. Or like, oh, if you do this like really long quest chain, you'll get rewarded a dagger at the end. It's like, bro, it's literally right outside of town, man. And so this is the sheep shed right down here. So again, this is the town, and then this is the sheep shed area. So what you're going to do, and sometimes there's like people boxing in this ring. There's all sorts of little events. Sometimes there's refugees camped out nearby, and you'll see all the sheep, and we're going to be killing them and leveling up and making a bunch of meat. That's fine. But we got to deal with this guy first, and this is Herd's Boy Sleepy, which is a really stupid name. But on his table, he has a dead sheep. Once you examine the sheep, there will be a dagger right next to it that you can yoink. And he's not looking, so we're going to also take this Bane poison. And this dagger, there we go. And this is his little house that we'll loot here in a bit. But sometimes there's refugees and other people around, so you got to make sure no one else is around. But with that dagger, we can just stealth kill him. And, oh, we have to equip the dagger, of course. So there we go. Double-click that. We now have it equipped. And I want to make sure I have it equipped on both sets. There we go. And now we're just going to stealth kill him. And make sure you left-click when the swords pop up, just like that. There we go. He's dead. And we'll just drop his body. Now, you'll see that there's someone alerted. It's not a someone, it's the doggo. So we can easily handle a dog. Again, you can use a glaive for dogs, or you can just use your axe. You can wait for the dog to bite you, and then you can combo it. Which, here it comes. I'm just going to block its bite, and then there we go. We just chop it up. There we go. And it's dead. And we're going to butcher it, because I want to level up survival. Now, this area is nice. This area will become your new home. That's right. This area will be where you're living for a little while. We're going to steal his food, of course. Now, because he's dead, he won't ever make fresh food, so we just want to fill our bellies now. Because being over full just makes having to manage, you know, food that much easier. There we go. Again, just fill that belly up. Look at that, man. I tried to eat a big pot of oats once. It looked kind of like this, and I couldn't do it. It was too much. But inside, he's got a lot of good stuff. He's got some Dollmaker and Bane poison. Absolutely take that. I will mention, you could lockpick this chest if you want the XP, but the loot inside sucks, so it's not worth it. It's just some, like, absolute junk. But yeah, welcome to your new sleeping quarters. It's awesome, isn't it? So it comes with a trough so you can wash yourself, and with your perks, this heals you. So if you get wounded for any reason, you can just heal up right here for 10 HP each time. There's lots of flowers and stuff growing around. There's nettle. There's, again, there's lots of flowers around. You can just kind of figure that out yourself. But what we're going to do now is we're going to chippity-choppity all of the sheep and butcher them and then dry out their meat, so we never have to worry about food the rest of the game. And by the way, if you do a charged attack, that means you hold left click and you have your axe swung in the air, and then you release it on them. It one-shots the sheep, so you don't have to sit there and hit them 3 to 4 times with any other weapon. It's really that simple. Now, killing those sheep will get you to heavy weapons level 8. You can pick blunt force trauma if you want to do charged attacks, which is what we did on the sheep to one-shot them. Or you can do brute force for a flat 5% increased damage. I like brute force first because I like to just clinch bandits and then just whittle them down. Also, remember how I taught you to make healing potions? Well, this house has nettle and it has marigold. So again, there you go. That's how you make healing potions. It's got food potions, a place to clean yourself off after you butchered all those damn sheep. And yeah, it can't get any better than this for now. It's a great place to kind of make your home base. Alright, so we're going to go back to town, and then we're going to use the drying rack on all of the sheep meat. And if you don't know, you can click this blue thing, and then you could fast travel to it. There you go. Sometimes you'll get random encounters, and sometimes they're pretty profitable. But yeah, there we go. And then we just go to the drying rack, and everything is Gucci. Now, right now, we do have that stolen dagger, but we didn't steal it in this town. We stole it outside of town, so the guards don't know that it's stolen. Alright. And hopefully a patch doesn't change that. Yeah, we go ahead and just... You can dry the dog meat too, just for the XP if you want. But it's the mutton that we actually care about. And there we go. Now you're set on food for quite a while, man. Now, that might level your survivability to 10, and if it does, if not, you can go pick flowers later, but Bounty of the Wild is going to be what you absolutely want to learn. Lucky Find isn't really that great, but Bounty of the Wild is definitely the best one here. Next up, it's time to get ourselves a free spade, and yeah, our carry weight's a little high right now, but that's okay. Now, I want to mention that when you pick the chest in here, in your newfound camp, you can use that as a storage chest, because it doesn't refresh because the owner is dead. So you can put your stuff in there, and it'll be safe and well kept if you want a place to store your things this early in the game. But let's get a free spade, and we're going to go ahead and go to this little crossroad right here to the east of town. And once you go here, it's going to reveal a graveyard area up ahead, continuing along the road east, right up here. So go ahead and go there. And once you're here, you're going to look towards this little white building here with the cross on the top, not the brown ones, but the white one. And you're going to go ahead. Also, don't let this guy see you. He kind of patrols around, but there is a shovel here, and we're just going to yoink that bad boy. There we go. And then fast travel back home. Or back to town, rather. And now we're going to go get ourselves a free bow and a bunch of arrows. Because you do want a bow. And I don't know why my screen is glitched with all this blood. I'm going to try to fix that. But yeah, you'll use the bow to hunt deer and other animals. And again, I only slept 1 hour earlier, so I have the whole day to use this. So I'm going to go ahead and try to sleep and save here just to save our progress on everything. 1 hour. There we go. And hopefully this fixes the blood on the screen. Hopefully it doesn't save that forever. That would be kind of annoying. A really annoying bug. Alright, so closing the game and reopening it did fix the blood on our screen, so we're all good there. Awesome. Alright, now let's get ourselves a free bow. The free bow is actually... It's about like right up here. We're going to explore this cloud here, and I'll show you where to go. So once you've explored or removed the clouds, or the fog of war, whatever you want to call it. So here's the town, and then we're right here, and the free bow is in this little foresty area right about there. It's, you just go in here and explore around a bit on the trees, and you'll see it. There's a whole, like, target thing set up on a tree. It looks just like this. And, yeah. So, right here, there is the bow. And this is the Dogwood Village bow. There we go. And in this bag is a bunch of arrows and potions, and even a book on how to aim and shoot. Isn't that nice? Don't forget to pull out the arrows in the target. And, yeah. It's, there you go. That's your ranged weapon if you want to hunt deer and other game. And we have the perk now so that we get extra stuff from them. So that's another source of money. If you don't want to be a bad guy and steal and rob, we have another potion here on the tree stump. So yeah, good stuff indeed. Also, lots of mushrooms if you want to grab those. Alright, so now what we're going to be doing is we're not starting any of the main story quests yet. We're going to be getting some fast travel points and getting a free horse just so we can get around faster. So here we are, we just got the bow. We're going to go north to this little location, and there's a little town here. So we're just going to follow this road directly north. It's pretty simple. Just follow along the markers, everything's on your map. And remember, I taught you how to auto run, so feel free to use that. Unfortunately, you will still have to hold shift, but at least that's one less button you'll have to hold. And yeah, I am going the right direction straight up into this town. We're going to go inside, get the fast travel point. Now, just a tip, the innkeeper is right here at this blue exclamation point. And once again, anytime I'm in town, I'm always buying the Savior schnapps because I just don't feel like crafting them myself, and we have plenty of money. It's not a big deal, right? Also, if you missed the other spade, you can get one in here, and this one doesn't count as being stolen, so might as well just get an extra. That's, yeah, free spade, everybody. Good stuff. So now, fast travel back to Skalitz, and then we're going to go into this area. There is a town right here, and the reason why we don't go from up here to here is due to the terrain. There's lots of cliffs. It's just easier to and faster to fast travel here and then go west instead. Alright, so this is Zelajov. I don't know how to pronounce these words, and make sure you get the fast travel spot. This is important. Now, there's no inn here. There's not a lot to do here right now, but up here is the inn and bathhouse. This is where you can go to get clean, and so you're not running around all bloody and dirty. So you definitely want to visit the inn and bathhouse. This is a great place to check out. Also, this is where you can claim your pre-order bonus items if you have them. I have them for some reason. I didn't purchase the game, one of my fans bought me the game, so I guess he bought a gift copy of the pre-order, so thanks for that. Let me just real quick give him some creds. But yeah, huge shout out to Russian Bot here for buying me the game, because the devs didn't give me a copy, even though I asked them on Twitter and emails, so I guess they just didn't want the MMORPG audience to play their RPG game. I don't know. Weird. But yeah, big thanks to this guy. $60 game. He spent quite a lot of money, and I do appreciate it, and this video is not possible without his gift. Now, one important thing to note is that at this inn, there are horses that are geared up with saddles. Alright, now, I'll tell you right now that this saddle, this green one, is way worse than this one. This one is a Holy Roman Empire saddle, and so we definitely want that. And I don't know if these horses have random loot or not, or if they're always going to be here, but if you see that one, we're definitely stealing that one later, murdering it, and taking its stuff, because that is big money, but it's also really useful for the horse we're about to get. Anyway, we're going to go into the inn, and we're going to get ourselves a stay. Now, we need to find Innkeeper Lawrence. There he is. He just walked into the scene. We're going to talk to him.
What will it be?
And, wow, he's kind of in the way here. We just, we want room and board. Absolutely. And we just want to do one night. And we're going to pay for the one night. There we go. 12 Groschen. Very cheap. We're already going to make our money back on that. And you can ask him where do you find your room. He'll tell you. But I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. So, you go into the, this is basically a hotel, and you go up the stairs, and right here, there's a green wreath on it, and it's already open, and then this chest here has all your pre-order stuff, so there's a decent crossbow here, you know, ammo, lots and lots of stuff, and yeah, it's worth quite a bit. This crossbow's 1,200, so yeah, pre-order bonus, pay to win, I don't know about that, but on the table, you got some complimentary bandages, I guess. You know, apples. Definitely want to take those. But I'm using this as a save spot because if you want to level lockpicking, this is a really good place. Alright, there's a lot of easy boxes. There's nothing good in these boxes, but each of these rooms has boxes. And there's an upstairs here with a catch pole that sleeps during... what time is it right now? He's asleep right now for some reason. I guess he's a night guard. You could pickpocket him and get the keys to all these chests, but you won't level lockpicking that way. So what I recommend that you do is that you save, and then you level up your lockpicking in all these rooms if you want to. Also, don't forget the complimentary marigold deduction here. That'll help you sleep better. And of course, you want to sleep naked too if you really care, but my character's, you know, he's fully rested. We don't need to sleep. So my best tip for lockpicking things is you're just going to kind of swivel this circle until it gets big and glowing like that. And then you're just going to try to follow where it's at. Like, you're going to push where this, when it turns yellow, you're just going to push in that direction. So, the very pixel turns yellow, I'm going to hold D, and I'm just going to swivel my mouse around along with it and just kind of push it along. And there we go. And again, I'm not taking any of this stuff. I don't need it at this point. I'm just opening this stuff for experience points. So yeah, very, very cool. Let's see, there it is, and we're just going to push. There we go. Swivel it around, and got it. All right, cool stuff. The bandages are tempting, but I don't want the guards having to search me up for stuff. And there we go. I hit thievery level 7. Not bad, not bad at all. Now, just note that lockpicking makes noise, and this guy will wake up, and a catch pole is basically a guard, so we don't want to do that. And don't forget free food because we stayed at the hotel. It's not stealing, it's part of the room and board. But yeah, dealing with the horse, pretty easy stuff. We're just going to mount up, and we're dressed like, you know, this belongs to us. So, we're just going to trail it off away from the area that we stole it from. Just a little bit. There we go. And of course, we could ride to the next location, which is to get our actual horse, Pebbles, which is just down in here. So we could do that. But I'm just going to kill it here. So essentially, we want to kill this fast before it runs away. So we're going to use our axe. We're going to do a charge strike. As soon as we land a hit, we're going to get more swings. So I two-shotted this horse. We're then going to butcher it. And yoink its stuff. And it's got some good stuff. This is actually a very well-geared horse. Alright, there we go. Birtle of the Holy Roman Empire. Absolutely. I mean, we're gonna take all 4 of these things. We don't need the horse meat or hide. Well, we'll take the hide. Why not? But yeah, those horse equipments they're gonna be really, really nice. Anyway, we're gonna continue down south this way now. That way we can get pebbles. All right, so this is where Semine or Semine is. I don't know how to pronounce it, but here's Skalitz. You just go southwest, and then here's Zelajov. You just go straight through the forest here. Now, there's bandits, like, here, and then there's, like, bandits, where is it? There's also bandits, like, here. So, yeah, be careful, when crossing through this forest. And this bandit has plate. So he's got a plate cuirass we can go get, whenever we feel like getting some more armor. But, this is what we're looking for, this big, fenced-in area here. And we just want to run right in there, and then we will be able to get pebbles. Oh, this dude wants to search, so I don't want to get searched, so I'm leaving. Because I have those stolen horse goods, so my bad for walking through the front door. Now, he's going to chase me, but I'm just going to run away, because they don't know who I am or anything. And there's no guards inside the fenced area, so I just kind of messed up a little bit there. It's okay, though. These fenced goods, you know, they'll go away after a while. And yeah, he's still chasing, so I'm going to be running for just a little bit, and he will... Okay, now he lost me. There we go. So when you're walking around the field, we're looking for Pebbles. He is the gray horse. This is not Pebbles. If you hold left alt, the game will tell you. That's Pebbles. Woo!
That's my Pebbles. My girl. I thought they killed you down by that...
Alright, so normally you'd be able to just whistle at Pebbles, and it would come to you, but I guess it kind of forgot. So we have to actually talk to the salesman. And since the guards are still kind of looking for me, I might just wait out a day or two until they go away. But yeah, there's normally a sales guy out here, but it's too late in the evening, so I need to wait until daylight hours to talk to him. So once it's daytime, and again, when the sun is out, you will see this guy in a green shirt here. And again, this is where we're at in the field. We're right here. And again, this is Semine. There we go. And we know this is Pebbles, the light gray horse. We're going to talk to him. He's going to ask us, what do we want? And we're going to say, Pebbles.
What do you mean? I bought it 5 minutes.
Now, he bought the horse, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Now, you could sit here and do these dialogue choices if you want more speech leveling. Or you can just say, just take a good look at me. And he'll fold because our clothing is very pristine. Reputation lost, who gives it? Crap, right? And there we go. We have the horse. And so we're going to immediately fast travel out of here because that guard is going to want to stop me for running away from him earlier. But, you know what, we don't even need to do that, right? We can just mount up on him. If the guard stops us, we just tell him we're, you know, oh, I'm a fancy pants guy. Like, there's the guard there, he didn't even try.
Easy.
Alright, so we're going to ride him out just a bit. There we go. And then this is how you equip the horse. So what you do is you push I. And you have a horse button now in your inventory, and it swivels over. Alright, so first off, you need to take the stuff that we recently acquired, like the Birdle and blah, blah, blah. And you're going to push the move to horse button. So we're just going to move all this to the horse. There we go. And then when we go to the horse tab, we can now equip it. So, again, this shows you what it does. This increases stamina and speed. The saddle increases carry capacity. Yes! The horse is a storage bank. That is the coolest thing, isn't it, right? And we already have a better Birdle, so we're just going to drop this damaged one. Who cares? Put on this nice harness, and then, again, we have another saddle, which we don't need, because we already have the other one equipped. So we can, again, we could just drop this one because it's only worth 13. And then the nobleman's horseshoes. So now we have a fully geared horse that can carry 328 pounds, kilograms, whatever, of carry weight. And so yes, everything that we want to sell or not carry in our inventory now, we can throw on the horse. So you can throw a bunch of just heavy stuff. It's really great. You now have your mount and a storage. So here's how I've kind of stored stuff on my horse. We've got just extra garbage weapons and armors and clothings that I loot from dead people. Definitely extra food. I've got a huge food storage on the horse. All the books I'm not working on reading, extra materials that I'm not crafting with, the extra shovel I got, and the horse hide from earlier. So yeah. And you can see most of our weight is coming from our equipped armor, and when I get, you know, a plate cuirass, full plate gloves, and legs, That's going to increase this even more. That's why carry weight is so important. Oh, and if you don't know how the horse works, you just tap X and you will literally summon it from out of nowhere. It's not like you have to keep track of him or anything, and if he gets killed, he just gets knocked out for a while. It doesn't actually die. So this is just basically push X to summon your mount. It's that simple. Now, one other thing about Pebbles in particular is his stats aren't the best, but if you ride him manually for 35 miles, then it unlocks a skill in your horseback riding, your horsemanship, specifically for Pebbles. All right, it's 35 miles up and down the road. So and you can't do fast travel. You have to manually do it. All right, you have to manually ride the horse around. All right, and that's gonna increase the stats. So actually, no, I don't want to follow a path. Let me get off them real quick, and we can look at his stats by pushing X. So inspect horse. So this is his stats without the perk. Now, do you remember the auto run trick from earlier? You can AFK this perk. So hold W, hold D, hold Alt, push F12, pop that little screenshot thing open, push tilde to close it, and now you can push Shift, a few times so that your horse is running. That way it gets the mileage faster. And this is all you have to do. You're basically good to go. You can come back to it later, and you'll have the perk unlocked. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip to that for you. Oh, and be careful not to do it around a forest, because apparently I got knocked off by being hit. I can't talk right now. Oh my god. Yeah, I AFK'd this, and then Pebbles ran into a tree and knocked me off of them. So there you go. And you want a nice, like, wide open area too. Like, I like riding here because there's no people, and there's no one to trample, and there's no forest. So this is my little favorite spot. And again, this is remember Herd's Boy Sleepy? This is kind of where our home base is. It's just southwest of that. Really easy to get to. Now, if you're wondering how long you have to ride him until you get this perk, it's 35 kilometers. So you can go to player and then statistics, and then there is distance. Where is it? I was just looking at it. I swear I was. There it is. Distance ridden, 27.4 kilometers, so I am 2/3 of the way there. And right now, my horse skills is level 14. So yeah, you gotta ride him quite a while. By the way, you can get a permanent room, so you don't have to keep buying one-night stays, and you can use this as a free save point anytime. And again, this is right dead center in the entire world map, kind of, mostly, sort of. It's a little left aligned slightly, but it's still a really good kind of central zone to store your stuff. I mean, I know we've been kind of using down here to store stuff and everything, but it's time to move into a real room. And it only costs 120, and you could haggle it down. So again, you can go room and board, and then you can go to I want to stay longer, and then let's see, and then we can haggle from 120, make it 110. There we go, 110 Groschen. All right. So now, again, you can come here anytime and eat for free. We love eating for free, don't we, guys? And, man, I am so hungry, dude. I am very poor in real life. Oh, man, I wish I had food like this. I just wish I had a big pot of anything. But, regardless, we can now always sleep here. And, just to show you, like, hold on, I accidentally sat down. So, when you lay in the bed, this bed is an 80% bed, right? Now, if we get naked, it should be higher, right? So, let's get naked. There we go. We're nice and comfy. We're comfy Henry. And it didn't change. I don't know why. Maybe that's changed from the first game. But regardless, my character does need sleep. And you're way more efficient sleeping in a real bed than you are in a not real bed. So, there you go. Alright, there we go. I got the perk. Let me show it on the screen here. Let's go open inventory. And player. Let's see. Skills. Horsemanship. Good old Pebbles. Pebbles stats are considerably increased. So let's hop off the old chap and look at his stats now. That's a lot more carry capacity and speed. The courage didn't change though. But he's worth 5,000. He is a very expensive horse. So yeah, let's see. His carry capacity is now 528 compared to R342. So that's 800 pounds of storage for you. And you have a permanent room with a chest you can load up with everything you want. What more do you need? Oh, you want your pet dog? Well, let's go get him. Alright, just a reminder that every time passes here at the lodging, which you now have permanent residence of, you can re-pick all of the chests again for that XP, but of course don't pick the lock when people are around, because then they'll get mad at you, even though you're just practicing. Alright, now normally the game wants you to go on this arduous quest chain to figure out where your dog is, but I'm just going to do the flag trigger so the dog spawns and then go immediately to where he's at, and we can get him and skip the entire quest line. So all we gotta do is, again, from Zeljov, is we're just gonna go right here. And it's really close. It's literally just a few minutes away on horseback. So this will be the first bandit fight that you have. You can kill him or spare him, but I mean, you way outmatch this dude. Just freaking tap him. Just doink him twice. And yeah, grab the loot. He's a bad guy. It's okay to kill him. Anyway, what you gotta do is you want to examine the dead bandit from the start of the game. And then you want to examine this deer over here, and there we go. And that updates the quest flag. Now, it wants you to go ask the herb woman about Mutt, which is over here. Now, I want to mention real quick, if you want a Steam achievement, you come back to the old lady and you pay her like 120 or 150 Groschen, and that gets you an achievement. Now, all you gotta do, save game, go pay her the money, load your game, and you still have the achievement, because that's how Steam works. Anyway, we're now going to go over here to see Tomcat, or rather, just get to the camp so we have the fast travel. It's on the way to Mutt. Now, on the way, right here exactly on the map, where there's like a little clearing here, and just line yourself up right here with this. This is the Water Goblin's treasure. It's 125 Groschen. So, yeah, money is good. Money is great. Also, real quick, this dude here is Tomcat. He's going to be the guy that teaches you how to do a bunch of fighting moves. We'll get to him later. So, first off, discover the Nomads camp. You have to go all the way down here at the very bottom. It's not up here where everyone's at. It is literally all the way down here. That gets you the fast travel. So, from the fast travel that you just unlocked at Nomads Camp, you're going to be taking this lefternmost road, going about right in here, but there is a slope here. Can be a little dangerous. Let me show you. So, again, from the fast travel, you just go around the corner from the horse handler, and then you go down this way, not up, but down. And, yeah, it's right over here. Alright, so let me show you again. Here I am on the map. I'm right here. I'm going down this slope and going up. And as soon as you enter the area, there's the cutscene. We don't need to see the cutscene. And then it's going to teach you how to play with the dog. Also, another reason we set home at Zeljov is because Mutt returns to the tavern there if you send him away. It just makes it a lot easier to manage. Now, after the fight and you have Mutt, go into the cave and there's some loot to get. It's the hitbox is a little weird, but there's a mended cuirass here. So that's really good to get. There's also the broadsword, which I happen to already have one. But if you don't, it's a pretty good sword. And also we have, like, it's in the bushes here, but you'll see the open thing. And you can get some rings, spectacles, a cross, some meat to feed Mutt with. Groschen, not a lot though. So yeah, good stuff. And you want to put those rings on because it gives you charisma. Alright, now it's time to get that money we stashed. And so here's how to find it. So exactly from the cave you're at, you go all the way up across the river, and it's this little brown box thing, and it's going to be in that right in that corner there. And this area has bandits and horses and stuff, so it's a little bit dangerous. But it just saved our game right here after getting Mutt, and so we're just going to take the path right across here, up through this way. It's a short little jaunt. Well, it's been patched. If you're playing on the earlier versions of the game, it still works, but you do get a weighted dice, and it's one of the best dice in the game that I've found. You can wait a week and get more copies of this dice, but sadly, yeah, it no longer works, so bummer. Now, of course, the real method to getting money is this entire area is just crawling with bandits, and you're allowed to freely kill them and sell their loot, and they always respawn after so many days. with full bodies of armor and weapons and, you know, everything. You have the horse to store it all on. You have literally everything you need. You got fast travel areas. You've got infinite food. So why don't we farm some bandits for a little bit? And yeah, it'll be a hoot. But yeah, just clear out the camps and loot their bodies and just sell their clothing. It's so much better than any other stupid leveling method. Like, I see videos and they're like, oh, you should craft potions and then sell the potions in the town. It's so easy. No, that takes so long. It's way faster just to kill the whole camp of bandits. And especially if they're sleeping too. Like, this guy's sleeping. And I'm not even in stealth gear. You just walk up and stealth kill him. Like, hold on, there we go. I mean, we got the dagger, so boop, hello, stab. Like, that's his free loot right there, boom. That's 200 to 300 Groschen, or Groschen, however you freaking say it, I don't know. But, and then you have the loot from the bandit camp. Now, this is a medium chest. I don't want to waste lockpicks on it, because it's not nothing too great. But, again, you just kill all these dorks, and then you just sell their stuff, and you come back later when they get reborn again, or whatever, or however it works. And you don't even have to stealth kill them. Like, by the time they wake up and can climb out of bed, you can just chop them into pieces. It's literally too easy. And of course, don't forget the old classic method we started the game with, our starter shack, going at night and robbing the whole place. It's been many days since we've done it, and we can do it again. But this time, we don't have to wait until the stolen goods go away, because we can just sell over here, or sell up here, or sell at the Nomads camp, or even down here. So we have way more options to get money much more faster, and if you sell the stolen goods, when they search you, they won't find anything. Now do note, if you do this again, don't bring Mutt with you. You can, you know, tell Mutt to stay, and he will just stay right there, and there we go. And don't forget to change into your sneaking outfit for this mission, of course, and go have fun. Alright, just did another run where I, you know, grabbed everything I could, and yeah, some of the stuff did refresh that used to not to, so that's neat that that got patched, I guess. Alright, lots of stolen goods, and all we have to do now is ride back, and since you can't fast travel when over encumbered, when you're overloaded, but you can still put everything on the horse. So we just gotta get the horse here and load them up, and then we should be able to fast travel, no problem. So you can see here, the horse has quite a lot of stuff on it, 400, but for us, we got it under the weight limit, 325 out of 342, and that means we can not only ride pebbles, but we can also fast travel, and because we have an infinite source of, well, food and sleeping, we can spend some time in the inn and just read the new books we stole, and wait for all the stuff to become unstolen, and then sell it, and we're infinitely rich. Now, another good vendor, especially for gearing up and filling out your build, is Blacksmith Radovan. Now, this is part of the main story quest. You go here, and you'll use him to get to the wedding party, but you do his mission to prove that you're a blacksmith, and you forge a sword with him. Once you do that, it's going to massively raise his reputation with you, because you're essentially working for him. He's your boss, right? And so, here, let me just show you. Whenever I go to the shop, rep with him is already as high as 88, so that is huge. That means you can buy things at a slight discount, and you can sell things to him for slightly more. Now, he doesn't buy everything. He only buys, like, metal things, so most all weapons and metal armors, but he won't buy regular clothing. Hey, it's been a while. You've leveled up a bunch. Let's learn some more perks. So getting well built at this point in the game is going to give you over 50 bonus carry weight, so you can yoink even more stuff. Dominant hand, so just don't use a shield if you pick this perk. I mean, using a shield doesn't hurt you, but, you know, without a shield, it's just a huge damage increase. And then Artisan for that selling, Horsemanship, Knight Training, Loyal Companion, Hunt. You want to save your Scholarship and Stealth for the higher leveled stuff so you don't have to wait. On the Poacher's Trail for Survival, that's just more money. And then Toolmaster, so you can open those medium locks finally. And then Warfare Hardened Veteran is just the best choice. Now, I want to talk about best in slot items, in this case weapons, that you can get right now before you start the game. Now, there are better weapons later in the game, but there is no way to get them until you progress the story and reach the second map. So this is on the first map, and this is without any story progression. These are the best in slot weapons. You have the Skalitz axe already. It does not get better than that. As far as DPS overall goes, heavy weapons are the kings. One-handed weapons are the kings of top-end damage. And also the highest DPS is block clinching. As in, you block the enemy's attack, you walk into them, you clinch them, you combo them, they die. And it's way faster than master striking, which you can only do with a sword. I know in the game files there is an unarmed master strike. That is for that old guy you play at the very start of the game. It's not something that you as Henry can get without cheating the game. Now, the other weapons here, there are 3 types of swords. You have regular short swords, you have long swords, and you have sabers. Alright, so what is the difference between the 3? So, a long sword has supposedly longer range, though when I tested the hitboxes of the game, it's the same as a lot of other non-longsword weapons. And sabers have a higher percent chance to cause bleed, and there is a perk where when you're using a saber, the enemy bleeds out faster. So if you want like some sort of bleed build or damage over time build, which is totally stupid and pointless when you could just kill them in 2 to 3 hits with the axe anyway, then you would go the saber. However, this early in the game, it has such a high stat requirement. The next up is the Poacher's bow. This is the strongest bow you can get on the first map, though it pales in comparison to the power of the field crossbow, and it's harder to use, and I don't... Like crossbows and bows just really suck. You would use them for hunting, but in this case, you just wouldn't use either. Like, hunting isn't even necessary with how we're progressing in the game. And then for poleaxe, the Bardiche does the most damage, and you just get... Like, I'm going to show you where to get all these. So to get Ataman's Sabre, you're going to go from Skalitz all the way east right here. And let's go ahead and go there and clear up this fog of war. So as you go east past the graveyard, which we got our spade earlier in the video, you're going to get the Apollonia fast travel. And then you're going to walk up here a bit until it says that you've discovered the zone. There we go, you discovered Apollonia. That allows you to zoom in to this special map. And the sword is on a bandit that is located right here. So just go here. There's 3 bandits. They're very tough bandits. So make sure you save and prep for this fight. Make sure you're full health. They might kick your butt if you're not good at clinch blocking. But you should be able to take them with the gear you have and the levels you have. Now, out of all the weapons, I think this one just might get patched out. Because you're not supposed to get this weapon until the second map. It doesn't make sense for the bandits to have this weapon anyway. It's very unusual, and there's also a story mission that has you come down this way, and I don't know if doing the story mission first and then coming here makes the bandits not spawn, so you want to do this before you do any main story mission stuff. So, my bad, it's actually 4 bandits, or not bandits, but they're Kumans, and it's the guy in the yellow-orange that drops it, and when you kill them, they're going to drop their weapons on the ground, and yeah, it can be a little awkward to find it sometimes. But it looks like this. It is Ataman's Sabre, and I'll go ahead and yoink that off the ground and show you. It has, here's the stat requirements. It's actually +5 on the strength here, so that would be 18 strength, and then +2 on agility, so 18 strength, 22 agility. Very high requirements. Now, you may be thinking also that for sabers, oh, look, the slash damage is higher than the Skalitz axe. End of, simple as, it's a better weapon. No, it's not. For one, axes, heavy weapons in general, axes though, they deal both the slash and the blunt damage at the same time. So you add these 2 numbers up. Whereas the saber only does both whenever you're hitting full plate. If you're hitting like cloth or lightly armored opponents, it does not do both. And also, when you're hitting full plate characters, you negate all of the slash damage and only do the blunt until they're out of stamina, in which case it will add both numbers. And when you add both numbers, it's only 19 extra. But when you account for perks, as in combat perks, sword perks versus heavy weapons perks, the heavy weapons perks increases your damage so much more than the sword perks do that you still end up doing more damage with the axe anyway. Also, with the way perks work and your stats work, is your stats cap out at 30. So this means, now you can lower this down to 18 with another perk, I believe, or no, 17 with another perk. And so you would have a plus 13 for agility, and then a plus 17 on strength, whereas for the Skalitz axe, you have plus 23 and plus 24 going into your damage here for this weapon. But because it is a sword, you can Master Strike with it. However, Master Striking is a DPS loss compared to just block clinching. Next up is the Poacher's Bow, and you're going to take the fast travel at the Rock Tower Pond all the way to the left of the map here. And it's actually really, really close. It's like just up the hill from the fast travel point. So, we're just going to run up the hill, and there is a little camp. Now, this bow has very high stat requirements. Well, medium stat requirements, depending on how much you're training your agility. We definitely have the strength for it. But yeah, you just go up this hill a bit, and there is a camp. You just kind of look around for the camp. Here it is. So, I'll show you on the map exactly where I'm standing. And it is, yeah, right where I'm standing here on the map. So, you go up this hill, and then you just go west. Alright, so we're at the camp now, and the bow itself is hanging right up top. So here's, we're facing north, and the dog is in the way, I can't move forward. There we go, Poacher's Bow. But there's other stuff here to grab. There's a bunch of wounding arrows, really good stuff. There's a whole bunch of, there was some money and some, you know, pelts, right? And, yeah, just lots of arrows sticking into the ground. Not much else, really. But yeah, interesting little base camp. But let me show you the bow. And yeah, we have this Dogwood Village bow that we got earlier with a power of 70. This Poacher's Bow is a power of 170. But it does require 8 strength, 11 agility. So yeah, it's going to be a little while till you can use it. To find the field crossbow from Samin, we're going to go about right here. And then we're going to go south right here. Because this is a cliff, you got to be a little bit careful. So I would set up a waypoint right about here, where there's like a tiny little gap in the trees. That's the safest spot. And then once you're there, that'll remove the fog of war. And then you just there's like a little clearing right here, and you're just gonna go right in the middle of it, and you're gonna come across dead Von Burgo men. So this first guy right here with all the arrows stuck in him. Let's see. It's in one of these. I forget which one exactly it is, but they got some cool stuff on them, so I'm just going to go ahead and yoink it. And a lot of people, I see all these YouTubers, oh, this is the best shield in the game. Oh, it's so good. It's such a... Dude, all the shields in this game suck. I'm just going to throw that on... I didn't mean to put it on the horse, but... All these shields suck. Yeah, there we go. We threw it on the ground. Shields suck in this game. They lower your DPS. You perfect block, you gain stamina. You don't perfect block, you don't gain stamina. Wearing a shield is a huge damage loss. You should never do it. Don't ever wear a shield. They break. They're all made of wood. They're bad. They're terrible. Also, there's a Rider's Warhammer, but you won't need Warhammers. And if you don't have spurs yet, you can get your spurs here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab those. I don't need the dice. Let's see. And then it's the third guy here then that has it. Let's see. Ordinary arrow. Alright, field crossbow, there it is, and I'll show you why it's pretty cool. Alright, so the field crossbow, alright, it is 350 power. That's the highest it gets in the whole map, so there you go. You got your best in slot for the first map. Now, the Bardiche, I probably misspelled it, but you might already have one. It's in Troskowitz. Whenever you do that stealing run, you go right in here and you steal all the guard stuff. There's a chance for it to spawn on that rack, so just do it a few times, you should get one. Now, I haven't found the best horseshoe in the game on the first map yet. I'm still looking, but the second best horseshoe is on this guy right here. And it's not random. I've tried on multiple saves. It always has it. But yeah, here's the dead, here's where we got the field crossbow in case you're skipping around in the video. We need to kill and butcher this horse, so you got to make sure you kill it before it runs away. So there we go, 3 hits, boom. And then you butcher it. And then you yoink its shoes off because it's got the faster shoes. Alright, the other stuff isn't as good as what we've already got on. But it definitely has the Laverian horseshoe, so we're going to definitely take that. Awesome. Awesome stuff. That is, again, it's the second best horseshoe in the game. Alright, so I might be tripping here because the Nobleman's is supposed to be lower than the Laverian. But if you read the description, it says a generous increase. The Nobleman says almost the best speed. And if you look at the stats, it doesn't change, even if you take it off. So I don't... Dude, I know beforehand that Laverian was second best in the game. Nobleman's was like third. So I'm gonna put the Laverian on and just see if it feels faster. I don't know, man. All right, so I data mined the game to check, and yeah, the Laverian is one extra over the Nobleman's, and the best ones are the racing horseshoes, which again I haven't found these on the first map. I know they're on the second map, but not on the first. So armor can be very, very tricky for the body and generally all pieces for your combat and social set. You want as much defense as you can get, but you also want as much charisma and as low conspicuousness as you can, and you have to balance all three of these stats. It's a freaking pain in the butt to do for sure, absolutely. And then there's quality levels. Now, technically, like if you would look at short poor point here, like, it's worse off for everything but charisma. So if I only needed charisma, yeah, I would probably put that on. But then we have, like, these two long per points. One of them is, you know, golden. One of them is bronze quality, right? So you can see that, like, this one is just a straight upgrade from whatever I'm wearing. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, these numbers are so damn small and insignificant that I don't need to buy this. I don't need to use this ever. It's not going to be the difference between life and death, and it's not going to be the difference between winning and losing a skill check. So for the sake of this next section, I'm not going to talk about clothing because you're just going to have to look at the stats and do it yourself. There's just too many factors to really determine, oh, this is the #1 best thing. All right, so first up is we're going to go with the Saxon Hauberk here for your chainmail. And you get this, again, from robbing the guard station early on the game, early on in this video. So if you skip to this part, you'll have to rewind the video a bit and learn where to find that. Because, I mean, it's literally the first thing I teach you in this video. Next up is the plate chest piece, the smooth cuirass. So here is Zeljov. Right here, you just go into the forest. And right here that connects this, well, there's a picture, so like right under the bird, kind of just like this. I don't know how to describe it, but there's going to be a little bandit camp here, and then you just kill the bandit, and he's wearing it, so there you go. Now, I know that if you have the pre-order version of the game, there is a quest you can get where you can go to these different little grave sites, and you can find this knight's armor, and all the other YouTubers like, this is the best starting armor in the game! Bro, it's only if you have the pre-order version of the game, and I make guides for everyone. So, yeah, if you have the pre-order version, you could get a slightly tiny little bit cooler looking, but mostly the same stats armor. Or you can just come here and get this and be done with it, because if you don't have the pre-order bonus, you can't get the pre-order quest. Sorry. The mail collar is actually very easy to get. You can just buy it for like 20-something Groschen from any blacksmith. Blacksmith Radovan is, of course, up here at Takov, which is north of Troskowitz. So again, super cheap and huge, huge defensive bonus. Something that you always want to have on you. There we go. Next up is the mail hood with a coat of arms. And text is in the way here. But this one can be found whenever you rob the guard stash at the start of the game in Troskowitz. So again, just, you know, reference that part of the video. So for helmets, the beaked kettle hat from Zeljov, you're just going to go right here to the corner of this little forest. So here is the exact location. I was a little off. I said right here, but it's actually right here in this, like, flatter part of the tail, I guess, of the forest. But there's a couple of bandits here, and they're tough boys, but the beaked kettle hat can be yours. Also, these gloves are really good. The Milanese gauntlets and the plain laminar gauntlets. Like, these guys have half plate. You know, they just have a lot of good stuff. So, definitely come here for the other things as well. The other guy, not so much. He's a little bit more of a brokey. But, you know, that's just how it is. For the necklace, you want the spectacles because it gives you the most charisma for the least conspicuousness. And we already know where we got this. We got it when we got Mutt in the cave. For the arms, you want the reinforced tempered gauntlets. Now, you'll have to buy these from the blacksmith Radovan. And again, he is here at Takov, which is just above Troskowitz. But if you look at the gauntlets we just got from those bandits, it's like -8, -6, -2. right? Yeah, a little bit less charisma and blah blah blah, but it's free versus 700 Groschen. And speaking of gloves, the Milanese gauntlets, which is where we got our kettle hat from, same spot. So yeah, there we go. Go ahead and slap those bad boys on. Alright, so looking through the game's data files, the Casper's ring is dropped by a bandit named Casper, who is on this map somewhere. I have not found him. I have went to every bandit camp on the whole damn map and killed every bandit I could see. And none of them had this ring, so I don't even know if it's truly in the game. It's in the files. So the next best one is the Gemstone Silver Ring, which we got when we rescued Mutt. The best hose you can get, and yes, it's like a pant, okay? The Noble's Quilted Hose. And 128 Groschen, there we go. You get it from the tailor in Troskowitz, so he is right down here across from the tavern. Now, if that's too expensive or whatever, then you can just use Quilted Hose. It's like barely any stat loss on defense. If anything, we're gaining some stab and slash defense, but you do lose a bit of charisma. But as long as you're over 20 charisma, you're good. Now, the best legs that you're guaranteed to get is the half-plate legs. You get these from robbing the guard shack at the start of the game. Now, there are better drops, but they're random from bandits. You just have to keep killing bandits until you get better. They're not really that much better, though. But yeah, if you're looking for best in slot, you'd have to just constantly farm bandits. It's RNG. It's pure luck. Alright, sorry about the background noise, but the Knight Spurs, you're going to buy those from Horse Handler Mikolai, who is right here, right above. He is in the Nomads camp, right above the fast travel spot. You know, on this side of the map, there's Zeljov and Samin and Troskowitz. You know where this is at by now. And the cool thing about these Spurs is that they raise your charisma by a lot. That's the whole point of putting them on, not for the horse crap, but for the damn charisma. Look, I have regular spurs on. I'm going to put on the Knight Spurs now. And look at that, 24 charisma. If I take the spurs off, I lose 2 entire charisma. That is, like, you pass every skill check with these on, boy. Alright, so the best horse in the first map is Pebbles. Now, I taught you how to upgrade him earlier in the video, so go check that part out. For the horse Bertle, you want to get the one that was parked outside of... Let me show you on the map. I showed this earlier in the video, but I'm going to talk about it again. Right here at Zeljov Wagoner's Inn, there are 2 horses. You steal and then murder and butcher and loot the horse with the Holy Roman Empire Bertle. And then for the saddle, it's the exact same horse. He's got 2 of them. Or he's got, you know, the one and then this one. So he's got 2 of the best in slot for this map. And as discussed earlier for the Laverian Horseshoe, it is south of Samin down here, which I didn't, or no I did, yeah, it's right here. Von Burgo's Ambushed Men. Right here there's a horse that's still alive. You simply just kill it, butcher it, loot the horseshoes. Now, if you're wondering about dice, what's the best dice in the game? Well, it's kind of debatable, but a lot of people have a lot of different opinions. Now, if you want a dice that always rolls a 3 and never anything else, you come to Troskowitz at the inn. You know where this is at. The game literally forces you to be here. And you just go up to the bedroom, and there is a hired hand guy sleeping. Where is that upstairs? There it is. Alright, and I'm not even in my sneaking gear. Like, it's this easy, right? And it's, there's Innkeeper Betty and then Hired Hand. You want to rob from Hired Hand. So, let's go ahead and sift through his pockets, see if we can get him first try. There we go. Let's just scroll down to here. No. What the hell are these things? Pocket lint? What the heck are these things? It's gotta be this one then. No? What? Hello? What? What the heck are those things in his pocket? They're like spike traps or something. Okay, he's got a roll. Can I get more time? Why is this guy so hard to pickpocket all of a sudden? Alright. Yeah, what the hell is that? What the frick is that supposed to be? Okay, it didn't tell me. I don't know. Do I need to pickpocket his other side or something? It's not the roll. I don't need his keys. Okay, these are bad. Oh, there it is. Yeah, the golden dice. Can I make it in time? Oh, damn it. Well, Now, I'm going to mention you don't want to kill this guy because then he won't come back to life, but I'm just going to show you the dice. It's the St. Antioch's dice. I think I pronounced that wrong, but here's what they do. All right, I'm obviously going to load game. But yeah, it always rolls a 3, not a 2, and especially not a 4. That's probably something from a movie. I don't know, it sounds familiar. But yeah, that is the dice, and you get 6 of those. And the way you do it is every night... Like, it respawns once a day. Here's how the game has it coded. He goes to bed, you steal the dice. The next morning he goes... And can I unlock on from these guards so I can show you real quick? Alright, so what he does... I am out the back door. That's not where I want to go. Okay, so he goes over here to the table to sit down and play dice. And then as soon as he sits down to play dice, he spawns new dice in his inventory. And then he goes to bed that same night. So you just, it just takes 7 or 6 days, and you can have a full set of dice. Now, you can also find these dice randomly on bandits, or just anybody, really. He's not exclusive to those dice. But basically, you get 6 of those, and you will almost always roll 3s, which means you automatically damn near win every single dice game. And there is, like, no one, thinks you're cheating when you use these dice. It's just part of the game. No one really cares, like, oh, I lost. That's weird. He's rolling all 3s every single time. But rolling 1s is better. Now, again, the dice here at this enemy camp in this hidden cave, it respawns once a week. So you can go there, steal the dice, and roll all 1s. Not always, but that other dice I showed you always rolls a 3. Yeah, I always steal a pair when I'm in town, put it in the horse so that it doesn't get searched or confiscated. And, yeah, just get 6 of them, you win every dice game forever. Alright, let's go over some quick Belladonna locations, because everyone has trouble finding Belladonna. So, in Troxkovich, whenever you fast travel here, this is what your screen will look like. There's the inn. You just turn around. Usually there's the beggar lady there. You're facing west. You go down this alleyway with all this wood against the White House here. And after you pass the wood... in front is the Belladonna. It's a little hard to see, though. Go ahead and scoop that up. There we go. And then there is another stack of Belladonna right here where, like, all these little, I don't know, logs are jutting out of the house. So that is a second Belladonna. That's all you need for save your schnapps, if that's all you care about. Then afterwards, turn around, and you're going to take a right. So there's the item shop. You're walking towards the item shop. You're going to continue down the road. And then there's like a half-wood white house on the left. You keep going. There's a shed here on the left. Keep going. And then it's against this house here, the very edge of the village. There is another stack. Also, nettle and marigold literally right next to the house where we got the Belladonna. So you can scoop that up too if you need it, though. That stuff's everywhere and it's pretty common. Now, continuing southwest down the road, you're going to see like... this kind of big barn thing. You're going to keep going. And again, we're going just kind of southwest here. And there won't always be a carriage. But again, we're just following the road. There's cows to the left and right. And you'll see the shrine. If you see this shrine, you're going in the right direction, okay? Now, if you open your map, you're going to see a Tetris block. I don't know, I call this a Tetris block. And right on the corner where we're standing... that's when you're going to go into the field, and there are some in here as well. So as you can see, we have like a whole bunch of, what is this stuff again? Thistle. Well, right on the edge of the thistle, there's a Belladonna. Again, you have to get real close to be able to like see the tooltip pop up out of the thing. But again, there's just a whole bunch, kind of bordering. Also dandelions if you need those, because I know some people are like, where are dandelions? Well, here they are. And again, well, I clicked on dandelion, but there's Belladonna, and I think it did pick up one of them. Yeah. So again, it's just all right in here. So very close to town, very easy to get to, and very fast to get to. Now this next one respawns once a week, but from Zeljov, if you go right here to where the stream is, or where the stream starts, there's a crate. Also, there's bandits, so yeah, be careful of the bandits. You gotta kill them. But as you can see right here, it's called the Nameless Spring, and there's a little basket, and in the basket is 21 Belladonna and 16 Herb Paris or Herb Paris. I don't know how to pronounce it. So, also the fisherman, or who's this? This is a bandit. Get out of here, bandit. Shoot. No, you won't. You're already halfway dead, bro. Like, yeah, this bandit's like, who stealing his flowers, man. Let's just clinch kill him. Alright, he's gonna... There we go. See you later, bucko. And, you have a smooth curious. Cool, cool. And the, anything else valuable? That's worth 500. And again, you could just kill the bandits and then just... Ooh, he's got the dice we talked about earlier. There we go. We like to see that. But yeah, you could just kill bandits and sell their stuff and then buy the herbs from alchemists. Also, in the north here, I'll show you where this is at. So, here is take off, and you go north, and you just kind of follow this road east, and it's gonna look like this. This is another location we'll talk about here in a bit. But right up here, there is an alchemist, and this is Alchemist Barnaby. And he's apparently very good at melee combat, so just chop him up. He's in the middle of nowhere. No one's going to miss him. And this guy, he really deserves what I'm doing here, so don't feel bad. It's a very, very not so good guy here. Also his dog, you know, you can't spare the dog, unfortunately, which, you know, wish you could, but it's a pixelated dog. Don't cry in the comments. Anyway, Herbalist Barnaby, he's got his keys. So go ahead and grab his money and keys, and anything else valuable. But, yeah, there you go. Also, he's got an herb garden you can yoink. And inside is his... This is not inside, but inside his house is his merchant chest, and it's got all his valuable herbs and stuff. So, and potions, so you don't have to craft any... You don't have to pay for any recipes if you don't want to. But, yeah, he's got plenty of Belladonna right there, and other stuff, too. But yeah, every single playthrough, make sure you kill this guy. Real quick, I want to share how you can craft an XP potion that will give you 50% additional experience earned on everything you do in the game. And you may be wondering, why didn't we craft this at the start of the game? Because it requires a lot of alchemy grinding to be able to get to, I think, level 16 alchemy. So you need the Secret of Secrets perk, but then you just need 1 nettle, 1 St. John's, 1 Belladonna, 1 charcoal. Here's how you make it. You can pause the video. I'm not going to annotate this. This is just how to do it. And what this will do is craft a Henry grade fox potion. And Henry grade is the highest grade in the game because the main character's name is Henry, okay? And yes, that's what the game calls it. That's not something I'm calling it. And now a quick summary of how to power level everything in the game. Your main level, just play the game. Strength and vitality. Overload yourself with as much weight as you can and run automatic circles while you AFK. I taught you this at the start of the video. Agility. Use agility weapons. Stealth kill people. Do the bow shooting contest over and over. I'm going to show you where that's at very soon, so stay tuned. Speech. You just play the game and talk to everyone. You can punch a guard, and then you can use your charisma gear to pass a skill check by saying, "Do you know who I am?" And they'll be like, "Oh, sorry." Alchemy. Spam lazy uncooked heal potions. Just dump the ingredients in and pour it. Don't even cook it. It'll be a crappy heal potion, but you get a bunch of XP anyway. Craftsmanship. Unsharpen a weapon. Leave the wheel once it's unsharpened. Re-enter the wheel. Sharpen it again. Leave the wheel. Rinse and repeat. That's the quickest way. You can also just spam your repair kits and all the junk you pick up to repair that, and that gives you XP as well. And there's a perk you get whenever you use like a vendor to repair. So you'd bring them a bunch of broken crap and pay a buttload of Groschens to repair all your stuff, and then steal your Groschens back from them. That's another fast way to do it. Drinking. Chug alcohol, all the alcohols. Then you can chug a hair of the dog to become undrunk, and then you can repeat forever. Horsemanship. AFK spin in circles the same way you did earlier while mounted. That's how we leveled Pebbles up. I taught you how to do that already. Houndmaster. Just sick your dog on everything and everyone, especially bandits. Just let them chew up a bandit, and then you should always be using the dog in combat anyway. If there's a dude you can't break his defenses because he's got a shield and a very defensive weapon, just have the dog bite him. He'll turn around and then stab him in the back. It's easy. Scholarship. You got to read all the books, you got to explore the map, and you got to talk nerdy to people. Whenever there's a dialogue option with the stupid book icon, you got to use it. That's how you level it up. Stealth. Just stealth around bandits. You could literally, like, if I could find a bandit that never patrols, you could AFK spin in a circle behind him while crouched, and that would work. That would level this up so fast, but I have yet to find one. Survival, dry foods, just kill everything and dry all the food, dry out all the herbs too. Skip your fast travel encounters, that actually gives you XP on survival if you succeed. Thievery, now there is a quest called, or you get a choice to do Miller Crazel. His missions eventually teach you how to open lockboxes, choke people out, and pickpocket them. And you can do it infinite times until the game stops giving you XP for it because you leveled up too much from it. And that's a really good way to boost things early on. And I highly recommend that you take that route to get to the wedding, then the blacksmith route. So for combat, warfare, just kill stuff. Weapons, just use whichever weapon of choice while you kill stuff. That's the only real way you're going to level it up. Marksmanship, I'm going to explain right now how to level that one. Alright, so to level marksman, you need to get a crossbow. It's way easier with a crossbow, trust me on this one. And you don't need any ammo, but once you have the crossbow, so here's that alchemy place that we murdered that dude. So go down to here. This is east of Takov. It's real close to town. So this is Trotsky Castle. This is where you got poop dumped onto Hans's face in the start of the game. And right down here in this little quarry-looking area, there is an archery range with some targets, and there's an NPC around here that, oh, where'd he go? Maybe it's too early. No, it's too late. He's in bed. Dang it, we gotta wait till morning. But, yeah, we can come here, and we can infinitely do an archery contest, which also earns you Groschens. He's still not here. It's too early. Alright, is he up by 8 in the morning? Let's see. Yes, he is. So this is Bohumir, which is a funny little name. You just talk to him.
Good day to you.
Good day, good sir. And then say, I want to compete in the shooting contest.
Your first time. What's it to be?
And then you want to say crossbow, because longbow sucks to aim, alright? It just sucks to aim. And then, oh, I have to equip a crossbow, otherwise he won't let me do it. Now, he'll have you compete with beginners, advanced archers, or masters. Just, like, okay, it costs you 45 Groschens to compete with the masters. And they're easy as hell to beat, okay? But the thing is, it gives you more shots, and then when you win more Groschens, like 100 something. So this is like, it's literally infinite money. Alright, and so here's how it works. You need to figure out which of these targets you're supposed to shoot. So look to your left and look to your right. If you're in the middle, you shoot the middle target. If there's two people to your right, you shoot the left target. I think you can figure the rest out. But all you gotta do is try to shoot the center, and every time you shoot, you gain marksman XP. Let's see how good of a shot I am with no potion or anything. Okay, at least I hit the board, right? So I got 1 point, because I hit the brown. And again, you have 15 shots to beat these twerps. So now I'm at 3 points, because I hit the white. I just need to hit more bullseyes. And again, even if you lose, you still get XP for this. And if you win, you get XP for it. So there you go. And just continue on and on until you finish the game. Alright, so I scored 42. The other guy scored 42, so that's a tie. And I guess if you tie them, they just bug out and they don't talk at all. But anyway, after the contest, you talk to them again, and then you just keep doing it. And if you drink that 50% XP potion, you're gonna level up super duper quick. Alright, so here we are. We have 55 points, so we've already technically won. Final shot. And there we go. So 57 versus their 36. And there's marksmanship levels, warfare levels, you get agility levels, and you just sit here and rinse and repeat. And I got 135 Groschen, which is that means you could lose 3 times and you break even. Or you lose 3 times, or you lose twice, you win once, you break even. And then you just keep repeating this contest as much as you can stand it. So in one contest, I hit agility level 9, and I did 2 more after that, and that put me at 149 out of 370. So it's about 75, give or take, XP and agility per session. But as far as, let's see, where is that at combat? Yeah, marksmanship went up, looks like 2-3 levels, something like that. It's, you know, with that potion, it's even faster, so I wouldn't do it without the potion. And again, marksmanship sucks, it totally does, but I know someone out there wants to be an archer build, they want to do Legolas or something. Another reliable way to level agility up is to just dodge enemies. So to dodge, you just pick a direction, you know, forward, backwards, left or right, and then push spacebar, when you see that little block icon, and that's a perfect dodge, which means you'll take 0 damage, and it takes a little bit of stamina, but you just find an enemy, every time he swings on you, you dodge it, you'll get 10 XP per dodge, so I would have to dodge like 22, 23 swings to level from 9 to 10 here, so it's a way to do it, and if you're just naturally doing it as you play the game, you're gonna level it up anyway. Now I want to talk about all the damage buffs that we don't have yet that you're gonna get as you play the game. And again, this is just a list here, and how much damage you can expect to do, and some of them have conditional things like you gotta hit them if they're unaware, or you gotta charge your attack, or if you're wounded, or if you're outnumbered, blah blah blah, but most of the time these things will add up in most fights to over 100% additional damage. Now you may be thinking, but I already 2-shot everybody, I already kill everyone in 1 hit, I already kill everyone in 3 hits, especially the hard guys, what the hell is this? So yeah, now the guys that take 3 hits will take maybe 1 hit, and the guys that take 2 hits will definitely only take 1 hit before they instantly die. So there you go. It's an absolutely broken pathway for you. And so yeah, this guide has taught you how to get maximum geared. I'm talking 25 charisma, you know, very high speech without even leveling it up yet. You know, insanely high stats, the literal best in slot gear that you can get without progressing the story or going to the second part of the game, which you would have to progress the story to do. We've got, you know, the horse, we've got the dog, we've got everything, all the main fast travels. You may be thinking, well, I didn't get all the fast travels on the map. Here's the thing, the main story is going to take you to all the others. There's no need to rush them. The game literally forces you to ride along on horseback in a little cutscene with people to get to those other places. You know where to farm, you know where to kill bandits, you know how to infinitely feed and clothes and heal and wash yourself and where to sleep. You know how to get money. You know how to level up everything you could ever want or need. Your character is nigh invincible, unkillable. You 1 to 2-shot everything. You have, again, the best possible gear you can have. I mean, as right here, I need to replace this with Bardiche, but that's fine. I barely do mounted combat anyway. But yeah, you are all set to absolutely stomp all over this game. And real quick, how to back up your save. Now, this is for PC. I don't know how to back up your save on consoles. I'm sorry. I don't own them. I can't help you there. So you just go to your hard drive, wherever your user hard drive is, wherever Windows is installed. Find your Windows username, and then go to your saved games folder. Find Kingdom Come 2, and then go to saves, and then you would just copy that folder. So, for instance, I have, I mean, I could show you here real quick on the screen. Let me just get that booted up. Alright, so this is what my screen looks like. I have a playline 0 and a playline 1. And so I'm playing on playline, technically whenever you go to like load a game, you have playline 1 and 2, right? So playline 1 is clearly playline 0, because as you can see on my saves folder, today's the 10th, and I haven't touched this one since the 6th. So there we go, problem solved, very easy. And yeah, that's all there is to backing up your save. So once you have all your gear collected and you're ready to actually do the story, I would suggest you back up your save. And why would you want to back up your save? Well, let's say you want to play your first playthrough as Good Henry, so you're all goody two shooing around, and then you want to do an evil playthrough. Well, do you really want to do all the grind all over again, where you have to run around and collect all this gear again and do the level up and do the AFK spin and circle stuff? I didn't think so. So instead, you can just take this backed up save file, plug it into where the folder goes, and then you will be able to start the game, not have to redo the tutorial, watch all the cutscenes, do all the grind, get all the gear, kill all the things, collect all the loot. You'll just be up and ready and immediately fresh and ready to go. Now let's talk about buying essential items. Where do you buy lockpicks? Lockpicks are bought, well, in Troskowich, you would buy them from the carpenter, which is right down here. I'll just show you real quick. So as soon as you fast travel here, here's the inn, and then to your right is the carpentry area. So you just go find the carpenter. He's usually over here. You talk to him.
Morning.
You morning, lad. Points at you. Alright, and then you can buy lockpicks. There's 6 of them here. They're worth 15 each if you want lockpicks cheaper for whatever reason. The next best place is all the way down here at Miller Crazel. You might have to do some of his missions first before he sells them to you, though. Also, he has a lockbox right next to where he works that has like 10 lockpicks, and it refreshes every other couple days or so. As far as bandages go, which you're going to need a bunch of, the general merchant sells them. Also, bathhouses sell them as well. If you're wondering what the best food is in the game, obviously dried stuff lasts forever, but the real best food is honey. And in some areas you can loot these apiaries and you can just get as much honey as you want. Like for instance right here, I can take this without it technically being stolen. I just killed someone's pigs, so they're searching for me. But yeah, you can just open these bad boys up. Like this has 10 honeys. They give 31 satiation or nutrition. They never go bad. And yeah, they're worth some Groschen, I guess. Not that we need to ever sell it, but they also they don't seem to weigh nearly as much, right? Compared to like say, well, yeah, they actually do weigh a little bit more, it seems, than dried beef. My bad, but way less than say like a pint of beer or wine or anything. So yeah, honey definitely heals way more. Dried beef heals plus 20, honey is plus 31, and you don't have to smoke it or dry it or anything else. And you could just loot these things every other day or so whenever they refill. And there's more than 4 around here. There's like 6 or 7 if you like sweep around the outer edges of the towns. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up this video. It's there's really no way to get even more OP than we already are. So have fun murdering all the townspeople or whatever it is that you want to do. I know I will. But with that said too, leave a like, leave a comment, and if you're well off in life, leave a donation. And let me know what you think. If this video does well, I'll make more Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 content. Why not? But if it doesn't, I'll have to play something else, sadly. Which means, you know, less innocent murder, you know, whatever. But get out there, have fun, and enjoy the... oh, the dog's biting me. Oh, no. Yeah, just have fun with the game. That's all I gotta say. With that said, click the video on the right side of your screen. Oh, that guy got one-shotted. And if you don't, then you're gonna get bit by a dog in real life in like 2 days. So you better click it. Otherwise, yeah, it's gonna happen. Just like it happened in the video game. Sorry.